my goodness, is that the audience? My goodness. Hey, hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Roll D5. This is part 1 of 3 of our very special Candela Obscura game run by the guest for the series, Jonny. We're very excited to have you and work with you. So we're going to do a quick round of introductions as per usual. So talk a little bit about yourself, maybe just like the name of your character, and then we'll hand it over to Jonny to just get this party started. As always, I'm Erika. I'm the creator of Roll D5. I do a lot of random stuff, guesting on Lord of the Rings, streams, Witcher, Pirates, all these sorts of shenanigans, but you'll mostly find me here and most active on Threads, so feel free to check out my link tree. Let's go over to Mika.
Oh, hey, I'm Mika. I do stuff like co-create Roll D5. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually adding to it this time. I do things like co-create Roll D5, fall in love with the indie TTRPGs I back on Kickstarter, which means I have a lot of loves. And also, I've gotten into one-pagers and writing my own. So look forward to the release of My Boyfriend is a Cryptid on itch. The end.
I love that. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm playing a character named Connor.
Oh, I'm playing a lemon once again. Joshua Lemon Tree, who is a daredevil.
Perfect. And we're gonna go on over to Danielle.
Hola, hola. How is everybody doing? So my name is Daniel. I am a Mexican streamer and TTRPG player. Sometimes living in Mexico, sometimes living in Oregon. And I will be playing Professor 17, a guy with bad luck. He used to be a literature teacher. Very normal guy, and then he got abducted and was turned into the Victorian equivalent of a human computer.
I love that.
Let's have fun with him.
Perfect. And we've got one of the great friends of Roll D5. We have M coming back to play with us.
That's me. I'm M. You can find me all over the internet as I am getting in as many games as possible every week. My home channel, however, is Level 1 Geek, where we think everybody should be able to start playing this game. Level 1's where everybody starts, so come join the fun. I'm a TTRPG enthusiast in every way possible, including game design. Keep an eye on my socials because a game's coming out soon.
How amazing is that? Fun fact, M was one of the first people I have ever streamed with, and it's been 6 years and has been an absolute joy of my life. I've learned a lot from you.
You stop it right now.
Erika, we also have another project we need to talk about, Atlas Terminal.
You're right.
That's true.
Do you want to take this, Erika?
Sure. And then we'll get right over to Jonny, of whom deserves the world. So tomorrow, us three, I forget how we're one of these directions. For me, M, and Mika, we are going to be on couchsoup.com, or not .com, but the Couchsoup's Twitch, where we are going to be coming back with Atlas Terminal episode 3. We went on an unexpected hiatus, but we are back tomorrow. So we would love to see you all there, playing a robot, a scout, and I like to call you a tech mom. I don't know why.
I'll take tech mom.
But I like
I'm here
it.
For that.
I'm
It's
a Rowdy
perfect.
Ranger.
And I'm a robot.
I'm
So
a medic.
That'll be fun.
Rowdy Ranger, yeah.
I love it. And Jonny, please tell us all about yourself. And after this, the floor is all yours.
Sure.
Welcome.
Hi everybody, I'm Jonny. I run Talking XP. I am the DM for Talking XP's Ravenloft Curse of Strahd campaign, the Ravenloft Misfits. I've been doing Candela Obscura one-shots pretty recently, and I'm still learning how to play, so we're gonna kind of fumble through this together, and it's gonna be great. I'm super excited. If you're interested in checking us out, you could just do @TalkingXP. We're on Twitch and pretty much everywhere else, mainly Threads, where we talk to everybody great. And
Let's do
yeah,
Thank you. A little shout out.
Oh, yeah.
There we
Check
go.
out the chat then for Talking XP's stuff over there.
Join us.
But let's get started then. So, we begin with a quick cinematic opening. We open with just darkness as we hear the drops of water until finally a flash of green shows a large tunnel, natural stone. You see different puddles all around, but only for an instant as it goes back to dark. And then another flash of green. And another. As we begin to see the camera moving up, we see the long tunnel, darkness enveloping the end of it, and green only bringing up what's close. And what's close is a trail of rats rushing away from it. We see the green flashing even faster until we hear this loud explosion. This that shakes the tunnel that you're in. The rats falling over from just the force of this concussion throughout the entire tunnel. You see rocks falling. And you hear a scream from this right-hand tunnel. This blood-curdling scream. But we move back from this. The green flashes no longer seen and fading to darkness. We now enter a abandoned college in the district of the South Soffits. The South Soffit Community College, a failed experimentation from the primacy, the government of New Fair and around all of Hale. This was in hopes of bringing up the uneducated, the lower economic folks to give them a better life, but for some unknown reason, it was ended. Now, it is mostly abandoned. Mostly except for the library. That has been, on the outside, still run down, but on the inside, renovated. Made into this beautiful collection of books that your circle takes advantage of. This is, after all, your chapter house. Each of you have been contacted to meet here in your own ways. However, who is the first to arrive?
I think that would be Connor. Well,
Connor?
actually, it would be Connor and 17 because they're both professors.
Okay,
I'll probably be there.
sure.
I think you
So
sleep there.
then,
I think I live there.
Professor 17, you live there. You are, what is Professor 17 doing then?
Whenever there's nothing to be done, Professor 17 usually just sits idly with his eyes open, looking at absolutely nothing. Whatever's going on in his head is probably the universe itself, but on the outside, it's just this lanky, older, balding guy with an astrolabe hanging from his an astrolabe hanging from his neck, just looking aimlessly at the void. And so if you look at him for a while, you can notice he's not blinking, except that you think he's blinking, but he's actually not. It's like seeing a turned off modern actual robot, but this is a person just sitting there idly.
As you're sitting there idly, you have company within this library. The keeper. Your light keeper. Veronica Songbird. You can see that she is passing by every so often, going down these aisles filled with books. This place is not only your chapter house, but it is a resource to Candela Obscura. So, naturally, other Candela Obscura members come to rent books, and she is the keeper of them. So, she continues to put some of these books away, every so often checking in, but knowing you, she leaves you alone. Who is the next to arrive then? Connor? All right. As you arrive, you see that the door opens up into this long middle section between the aisles of the rows of books. You see, as you're coming out, that is when you find Veronica at one of those rolling carts filled with books. She's bringing it around as she's placing them back, but with the sound of the opening doors, she looks over. Ah, Connor. It is great to see you.
Wonderful to see you. How are you?
I've been better.
Darling, been better. What has happened?
There is concerning information. Reason as to why you are brought here.
Oh?
But you know that I do not like repeating myself more than once, so we shall wait for the others.
That is a good point. Well, let me know if I can get you any tea, anything to help your morning at least go a little better.
A tea would be nice. Thank you.
Lovely, I will get that
Just
for you
as
right
a
away.
little fact, Miss Songbird, you've repeated yourself 17 times in the last 2 weeks. Just stating the fact.
It's a quick brain on that one, so
Thank you.
I need to shove a sock in there every once in a while.
It is understandable, knowing what he has been through.
Sure. I will be right back with that tea.
Yes, thank you. And she pulls a few books and begins putting them away. As Connor is making tea, who would be the next to show?
I could be the next to show.
Okay. So what do we, actually going back to Connor first, what do we see as you open the doors and begin walking in to make this tea?
Yeah, so you see Connor holding a green leather-bound book that he never seems to really put down. So it's kind of like almost like a character to him, like glasses would be to somebody. And he comes off as slightly anxious but suave at the same time. He's always wearing black. That's kind of like his signature attire, and his tie will change in more of an almost like festive way. So today he's wearing plants, some succulents, something beautiful to brighten up the day a little. He's got scraggly brown hair, clearly. Has some stubble that he's finding he can grow, even though he's 32 years old. He decided it fit the professorship air about him. He's quite tall. He's about 6 foot. He's in very good shape with himself, and is just calmly brewing a cup of tea. The aroma is quite lovely.
And also, because I forgot on my end, Veronica is a older woman, mid 60s, maybe late 60s, but is still mobile and capable as she carries around heavy books for most of her day. She is wearing this nice overcoat that is very skinny around her waist, so it shows her very slender figure. You can see these little puffs on the shoulder pad type things, as well as a collar that comes up, keeping her warm even though she is inside because she is rather thin. You also see that her shirt is a nice gold with a nice little bow of ribbon, kind of a little festive, but giving her a more sparkly look because her overall presence sometimes isn't so much. But her hair is up in all of her hair goes back in this like flowy, like her bangs are came up with curls, and then the rest of her hair is back in a bun. You can see that most, if not all of her hair is gray with slight streaks of black here and there. But she is continuing to put the books away as Lily enters into the library.
Lily enters the library with a bang, literally, as the door bounces off the wall. She has a big smile on her face, and she brings a large amount of energy wherever she goes. Lily is a slightly curvy individual, filling out her clothes nicely as she bounces across the room. She says, "Veronica, guess what?"
Even before you say anything, she just looks over to 17 and says, "That's Veronica, isn't it?" And then you say her name, and then it's like, yep, all right. She turns around with a few books in her hands and, "Lily, it is wonderful to see you."
And it will be made only more wonderful by all these cookies that I've brought you. And they are her favorite cookies in a little basket with a cloth on top that looks suspiciously too nice for Lily to own.
You used more flour this time.
I'm sure somebody used more flour this time.
She takes the plate of cookies and, as you're holding it, sets down the books, takes the cookies, looks down and says, "I would hope that this came from someone that deserved to have it taken."
Of course. And they were paid.
Right. I have a hard time believing that. As she just walks by.
Lily, how were they paid for? Here's your tea. Chamomile with just a little bit of sugar.
Thank you.
Wow. Not even an Earl Grey for a pick-me-up on this cold day? Would you like me to remake that for you?
Lily, come on.
Sorry, Connor.
Don't get around that question.
All right.
How were they paid?
I believe I said already, injustice, and she plays with her ponytail, which is a sure sign that she is lying.
When Lily is doing that with her hair, she usually means subterfuge.
17, my favorite weirdo. She's gonna go over and give you a big hug.
I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you.
Have you
And she's
been
gonna
keeping
hop
up with
down
your
and
lessons?
sit down next to you. Oh,
And
say that again?
Have you been keeping up with your lessons? Have you been reading the books I sent you last
I've
time?
read every book that you've ever given me, 17. Maybe not cover to cover, but they have been read somewhat.
Good. I don't think there's going to be an exam, but I'm still thinking about doing one.
If there's an exam,
no,
I need more time and maybe some notes. Do you have notes?
You should be taking the notes.
I didn't even realize you were in school.
Shit. Okay,
She's
I will
not.
have notes. I have notes. I have so many notes. You're going to be impressed when you see all the notes that I have.
Good. I'm glad.
And at this point, I imagine that our last character joins the library. So what do we see as the doors finally open for the last member of this circle?
You see Joshua rolling in, and he tries to, like, doors open, he
Literally rolling in. Yeah, love it.
Yes, and he's like tries to land it, like make it look like he did this on purpose, because Josh has been learning parkour among other tricks, because he is a bit of a daredevil. He wears like his little Newsies cap. He's got a bow tie that's a little less well done than this. I'll mess with that throughout the show. Red button up, specifically to hide blood, and currently it's hiding some blood from scraped elbows. And he is also just healing from his third nose break.
As you
Starting
enter in,
to- Oh,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
You're starting to look like Owen Wilson. That lemon.
I don't know who that is.
It's all right. You're not exactly in the fine arts, but it's a joke. Your nose looks great.
Veronica holds
I
her
mean,
tea. Says, make sure to clean up after you are done brushing yourself
Joshua,
off.
we have told you many
yes, Auntie.
times to be very careful with the library. You cannot enter and storm into this place like you are a bull in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay, look. I'm just trying to be prepared as the physical guy for everything. All right. And you know what, 17, I feel like you know when it's gonna happen. You know.
I know.
You know everything.
It's just not very respectful to the library, right, 17?
Completely. Absolutely. You know who has to pick up after your messes after every single time you come into the room and just like push everything like it belongs to you.
Not you.
17,
Sometimes
what's the
Or
weather gonna be
listen.
like?
I have no idea. I haven't been outside in 3 days.
I see. You want me to figure this out myself.
I think first, though, we
You-
should figure out why we're here. Like, I mean, I work here, and so does
So just
17, but
just a quick thing. Josh thinks that like Professor 17 is like this all-knowing crystal ball,
Naturally.
and so he's always asking him like, so what's the lottery? Except not lottery. Josh isn't into that, but you get the idea.
As you, Connor, try to bring everyone back in, you see that Veronica has taken to reading while holding her tea and is just waiting patiently because she knows that there is antics to be had when everybody gets back together. So when you say that, finally she looks up to see if everything is done. And to see that everything is done, she closes the book, places it back on the table. Well, the reason why I am most concerned is because I've been doing quite a bit of research after an event last night. There was an explosion. Not anything seen underneath the South Soffits. Someone had reported that they had felt the ground shake, and there is talk within Candela of a cult at the rise. So, naturally, we believe it to be connected. And every single sewer grate is slowly leaking a mild amount of bleed.
at least it's mild to start.
It's unadvisable.
But
Oh, good.
that means that there is a point somewhere where it is not mild. That is where you all come in.
Last time you said mild was on the train station incident, and that was far from mild. Is that type of mild or another type of mild? Is this real mild?
You should know this, 17. You know everything.
I don't know what she means when she makes that face. It's hard for me to read her.
You know what
have
she means.
a bleed detector. You can check yourself when you go outside to the sewer grate, as that will be your entrance into below. At least a hidden and more private entrance. The explosion happened more central of the South Soffit, so you will need to travel there. I expect you are able to traverse through, at least sort of.
I mean, I think we can make it. I'm not really worried
Great.
about that.
Great.
I can.
Well,
Your nose is broken.
I don't believe that I will be here when you get back. As
Auntie, why?
you just see like a quick sigh as Candela has reassigned me to Seasway, so I will be
Unadvisable.
No.
overlooking the
So we're all
lighthouse there.
going?
No. But
I'm,
honestly, that is such a wonderful promotion for you to be able to be moving there. That is something you've deserved for many years. I'm very proud of you.
It is.
I'm not leaving you, Auntie.
It is unadvisable. This library needs you. It's been documented and noted that every single time anybody else has taken over the catalog, they've messed it up.
And
Maybe
we
it should
need
be
you.
I appreciate
It's
the
true.
love. And she looks over to 17. That is why you are going to be taking over.
I nailed it. I knew it.
I'm unsure if
Professor,
I need to process this.
Professor. You will be able to do it. I have full faith. And that was the only reason why I was able to accept this position. You will all be able to do this.
No, are you sure?
Currently,
Her
there is no
voice
lightkeeper
unsure.
in the lighthouse
Dude.
there.
Do you
So-
need one?
That is where I come in.
Are you happy about this?
I believe so. I think that
Okay.
it will be good for everyone.
Well, maybe not everyone.
Yeah,
How
I guess
about
if it's good for you.
How about we make a little bit of a deal? We go off on, our next little adventure, but you stay until we get back, and we throw you a little goodbye soiree as a token of appreciation.
Unfortunately, I do not think that I can do that.
Yeah.
My train leaves in near 2 hours.
Well, shit. I should have stolen you
train
something
number
much better than
49.
cookies.
I
Joshua, it looks
didn't
like something
want
needs to
you
happen
to
the train.
go. I didn't want you to go too out of your way, which is why I have decided to tell you now. I'd rather not leave without saying at least one goodbye.
Connor's gonna stand up, tighten his tie a little bit, grab her hand, and give her a little kiss on the hand. This shall be my farewell, and I hope whoever makes you tea next does it just as well as I do. Will be missed.
I don't think that that would be possible. She clutches your hand and just kind of squeezes it.
You flatter, my dear. And he
This
will
will take
step back.
time to process.
I understand. And you may always visit, if you so choose. It is only a train ride away.
Well, good. We're gonna go and we're gonna visit and we're gonna make sure they're treating you right because it's kind of bullshit, but
I understand.
Except the cookies will be cold the moment you get there.
But not right now. And she grabs one, taking a bite. Well, if there is any... Yes.
Josh is just gonna go up and hug her real tight.
She's like, if there's anything that you... And then you give her a hug, mid-sentence. Then she...
I don't want you to leave, but goddamn, I want what's best for you.
I know.
You're getting emotional, Joshua.
Yeah, have you never seen a guy get emotional before?
I have.
Good.
And that's what you're doing right now.
Yep.
17.
Connor?
It is...
No, but
It
you
is
just
what's
want
best.
to just cool.
I'm not cool. I'm processing.
Oh yes, you are quite the processor. Anyways, darling, please continue. Is there any other information that you might be able to give us as we start on our way? Any specific direction, oddities, anything of the sort?
There is a possibility that this is also in conjunction with eons. We're not exactly sure, which is why we are sending
Unadvisable.
a team.
Unadvisable.
I understand that you have your history with eons.
Are you sure I am ready to encounter eons?
17. I am more than confident that you can handle this assignment. Otherwise, I would not be the one giving it to you.
It is fine. My concern is electricity, and electricity devices, and electricity controlling devices.
I don't believe that they would have very many electric devices in Old Fair, but it is a distinct possibility.
Good.
So, be careful, at the very least.
We'll keep an eye on you, 17. Don't worry.
It's allowed to process. It's fine.
Well,
For what it's
suppose those
worth, I am proud of each of you.
that made me cry now.
I'm not going to say
You are
goodbye.
Getting emotional.
I'm not saying goodbye. It's just later. Okay?
Yes.
Where you're not leaving, things are just changing a little bit.
Right. I will be in Seasway. I will see you later.
Kind of visibly
It's-
starts to get a little anxious.
People say, I will see you when I see you. It's a nice way of avoiding the reality.
Exactly. 17. But in this case, you may visit whenever you want. So later means whenever you choose.
Well, I suppose we should go on our way.
Make sure to have everything that you need. Prepare yourself. And good luck to each of you.
Thank you, darling.
Luck is random. We will have success.
Good.
Are you
Cool.
alright, Joshua?
I did scratch my elbow. That kind of hurts. I guess physically, no. Yes. Broken. Defined all right.
Josh, he's fine.
Good. I will believe in Lily. Lily reads people way better than I do.
Oh. Well. Let us prepare. We've done this many a time. This is just one other time.
Sure.
So,
We're good. We're going to make it proud.
yes, I have no doubt. You see her gathering her book and her tea as she makes her way towards the back of the library into where you all know is her private room. And you just see her beginning to pack. Not really beginning because there's already a bag that's packed, but continuing to pack rather. As you all begin to gather your things, what is the one item that you cannot be found without as you prepare yourself to go into the sewers?
That would be Connor's book.
Of course.
It's more or less within his character kind of have. It's almost like a dictionary for anything that he would like roll for to gain knowledge from.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his book that he would reference.
Love it.
To know things.
Lily always has lockpicks on her.
Love it. Mm-hmm.
My astrolabe.
Astrolabe, of course.
What's that? What's an astrolabe?
It's like a circular moving item that has different types of circles on it. It's kind of like a timing device, if I remember correctly, and it shows you where the stars are at any point.
Oh.
However, in this context, astrolabes are ways to keep thinnings, which are basically ripples in space and time to go into the beyond, thinnings closed so that you keep anything beyond out and everything here in. So that's what lighthouses are for. Lighthouses have a series of astrolabes throughout them that keep those thinnings. They're placed where thinnings have occurred in order to keep them closed.
Okay. That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
I think Josh probably has like a handgun.
Perfect. Okay. As you all prepare yourselves, gathering the items that you need and whatever knowledge you may need as well, you exit the college library. You know exactly where the sewer grates are. You've had assignments there once, twice.
So we probably have high-waist waterproof pants and boots.
Sure. Yeah. I would say why not? I mean, you're able to prep. You're in your chapter house, why not?
Yeah.
So, you put on your water-resistant pants and boots and you enter into the sewer grate. Coming down here is always a very anxious-inducing thing. As you know that down here, there are things that are unseen in the above world. This is where old fair ruins are. This old ancient city that used to be a grand city just like New Fair before it succumbed to this very terrible flooding, as well as the effect of bleed. But all of that being down here brings you that anxiety as you climb down the ladder and see the dark tunnels, these twisting and turning tunnels that spread throughout the south soffits here.
Would you mind explaining a little bit about bleed?
Yes, bleed is like... Bleed?
Like the remnant, right?
It's like radiation. It's like radiation. That's left over by magical items or things from the beyond. So, creatures that are from the beyond have this internal and innate bleed magic that's within them. So if they attack you, or if you're near something that has been touched by some of these creatures, that has that remnants of that magic, which is bleed, and it's dangerous to humans because it just messes with your system. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, you all begin making your way through the tunnels. You were given a rough estimation as to where this explosion took place. But you have to find where this came from first. How would you like to do this?
Surprisingly, not to the group, but in general, Connor is not leading the way. This type of almost paranormal, just kind of oddities, kind of really scare him, and he gets very anxious around these things. So he is maybe in the middle where it feels safest, and is kind of just like almost white knuckle, like clutching his book and following.
So I have 2 in navigate or move. So I imagine Joshua would probably be near the front.
Okay.
Or the front, leading the way.
Sure. All right. Well then, since you are leading the front, I would like you, as you are all trekking through these tunnels to do a move roll. And if anybody would like to help, you would be giving one of your drive points in the nerve to give him an extra dice for this roll.
Oh, question. Do we start with any drive
You start
points?
max, yeah. At least for the first assignment you do.
Okay. I actually might need you to explain this to me during break.
Sure, no worries.
I got a 1 and a 3. So if
Okay.
anyone wants to assist or not, I can use my resistance.
You could use a resistance.
I think
Ooh.
I'm going to use a resistance.
Okay.
So let's... that's not going to work. Okay. 4 and a 6.
A 6,
Taking
perfect.
A 6, yeah.
Great. And for your move, do you have a triangle or like that diamond? Is that filled in?
Not for move.
Guild.
Okay, not for move.
Gilded
Got
one.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a gilded die. Yeah. So one of your dice would have been a gilded die, but since it is not filled in, it is a regular die then. 2 regular dice. So, at first you begin to pick up on that faint bleed that she was talking about. It's like this, you know, when you're next to a very strong smell that makes you second guess if you can actually breathe. Like you're trying to breathe in, but you feel like you're not actually getting oxygen, so you almost hesitate to take in a deep breath. That's what it feels like when you come down here.
I
And
already have nasal problems.
a broken nose.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
that would do it
Okay.
too. However, after you finally get over that initial rush of that, even just the faintest bleed, you take a deep breath and you continue on your way, following the tunnel.
Lily, no, gonna like take off his bow tie and like use it to like put on Lily to kind of like to like get rid of the stench or something. Because they are childhood friends, and so Josh has kind of sworn to protect her. And in fact, my Daredevil specialty, I chose stunt double. So once per assignment, I choose another player. The remainder of the assignment, I may take on danger in their stead. So when they would take a body mark, I take the body mark and the brain mark instead.
That's so,
And so-
nice.
Cool.
And so, like, yeah, I'm using this like it probably doesn't smell good either, but it smells better than this.
Thank you.
All right. Taking that, you're able to cover up your face so that instead of this gross stench of the sewer on top of this bleed, you instead have the faint scent of Joshua. This is a rather new bow tie that he had put on as he came to the chapter house this morning, but nevertheless, you are able to breathe well without having any bleed entering your system.
I would like to analyze the mildness of the bleed.
Sure. How would you like to do that?
17 has this double kind of thing. There's this heightened intuition, but at the same time he needs his research tools and his research stuff. So the astrolabe kind of operates.
Yeah, I would say that's
operates in
probably a
that
bleed
way.
detector.
Yeah, it's a
Cool.
bleed detector, and it's also something that grounds him to whatever they did to him.
Sure.
So it connects him to his CPU in a way.
Right. The bleed detector is definitely like, it shows you the direction and the intensity of bleed. The direction is kind of just slowly turning, so that leads you to believe that it's pretty much everywhere. You can see that it actually slows every so often, and then it continues turning around. So it seems like it has some sort of a direction that it's trying to go for, but then it continues turning around. It's not very intense now. It is mild in this case. However, as you continue going down this tunnel following Joshua, it does start to move up, still in the mild, so you guys aren't in any serious danger right now. But it's that similar idea of walking into radiation where it's, you don't want to be in here too long because then you'll start having some long-lasting effects.
But
it is still mild.
To the group.
Look.
I'd say some.
Look. If we start getting too much bleed, we may be taken over by supernatural forces, become corrupted or die. So we should absolutely be careful in here. That stuff's not.
Connor,
just not right.
as a fellow scholar, too much is a very imprecise term.
More than mild.
No. This is why I brought this. I will be able to detect exactly when the bleed becomes not only dangerous but life-threatening. And I am
2 meters of feet.
Yeah.
You what?
Sorry. I asked
How do
if
you
it was
turn meters to feet?
or feet.
Yeah.
It's a joke from stream. Yeah, I think it was yesterday where Danielle had an issue with meters to feet.
You're mean. Wow.
Anyways, back into
So good.
character.
The problem are the inches, not the feet.
Look, it's just too much. Okay, well then explain to me what quantitates as too much. Is there a number to that?
Yes, it depends on
What is
how
it?
many times this little
So what's the
circle.
What's the minimum maximum then?
If the circle is spinning 7 or 8 times per second, that means too much bleed. That's what you would define as too much bleed. Right now we're at 5.
Damn, we're getting close. Okay. Do I have anything to cover my face? No, I probably can just get through the skin.
Love it. All right. As you put your tie up, you continue following Joshua through these tunnels until you get to this point where the sewer then turns into the underground city ruins of Old Fair. I picture this very similar to the underground Seattle, where there is a quite literal city where you see streets and you see what would have been shops, yet now it is abandoned and these stone buildings are breaking and standing in ruins. As you continue into this more natural tunnel, you see that there is a Joshua. As you're bringing everyone forward, you begin to notice a few things because you've been down here before. You understand that you are getting closer and closer towards the center of the South Soffits above you. You see every so often a sewer grate above you, or the what are they called? The things on the lids, I guess. Sewer lid? Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
Anyways,
They're like manhole covers or something.
manhole covers.
Yeah.
You see
Manhole
those.
covers.
You see those every so often as you're traveling, but one of the things that you notice that wasn't there before is this large pile of like stones and rubble that seem to have come down from one of the walls. That's new.
You guys notice that?
Dear God, what did you notice? What is it?
Nothing scary this time. Just look at the rubble.
Well, rubble can be
advise
scary. You
not-
don't know what's hiding underneath it.
Absolutely. Connor is right. And I would test the rubble for bleed before anybody touches it, please.
Joshua kicks the rubble.
No, Joshua, please do
I
not.
grabbed
No.
Joshua's arm. Stop!
Okay. So a few things happened right there. Professor 17 approaches. You see that what used to be the very slowly moving, showing that it is kind of around, you can see that it is now beginning to point towards that
Yeah.
pile of rubble.
Yeah.
It's trying to move a little bit, but it is most definitely pointing in that direction.
Stuck.
You also begin to see out from below it this like small stream of like this black type liquid that just slowly flows out of it.
Something is oozing. Connor, how are your biology and chemistry abilities right now?
Well, it's a good thing I'm a professor of chemical concoctions, so
Yes.
I'm very well versed.
Can we test this liquid that is coming out of the rubble that Joshua very kindly kicked, even though we told him not to?
Yeah, I can taste it in my mouth. Yes. All right, so how might I use my specialty?
I would say, okay, so your specialty is for the professor, right? And you're doing the chemical
Yes.
concoction.
Correct.
I would say that you probably are able to, you have like glass vials with you at all times because of this. You might
Almost
be
like a
able
tool
to like,
belt in a way. I
right,
think.
yeah. You could get some of this stuff and I would say probably put some sort of chemicals in there to try and test whether or not there's bleed. I mean, I imagine that anything that is fused with bleed has some sort of a reaction to a certain type of chemical or a certain list of chemicals that you can use in succession just in case the first one doesn't work. And so you do so. And as you do, you find that by like the third or fourth substance, it starts to glow, which is a sure sign that there is bleed within this. And it's also a little more...
Glowing.
Exactly. You can see that it is a little more viscous than it is like water. It's a little thicker.
17 would just turn to Lily and say, because 17 sees Lily as a student figure for some reason, and just goes and says, "This is what I was telling you about last time, between practical and theoretical. You see, what I did was theoretical. What Connor is doing is practical."
Okay, I think I like the theory stuff better. I'm
No.
just going to take a big step back here.
Sure.
Advisable.
No,
Mhm.
with theories, it's not concrete. It's not actual proof. It's just
Without theories, you could just like jump out of a window and fall and die because you think that you need to experiment height
well, obviously you should
in both
experiment height.
meters and feet.
I was gonna say that.
It's actually pretty easy to survive a high fall. Well, not easy, but like I can
Look,
teach you how to do it later.
I've got this glowing substance here.
Lead.
Viscous and gross smelling. And I'll kind of
Did you call
relay.
it Scottish?
I mean, I
Joshua,
have an accent.
do not drink the ooze.
I was
No.
thinking the same thing. Wouldn't that be practical to test that?
Yes.
Now
it would be
you're
very
just
practical
messing with me, and
deadly.
I get it. Oh, but no, I
Connor,
will not
but for
be
real.
drinking it.
This
Connor,
is
for real,
why
isn't
Veronica-
that
this is
really
what-
close to your face?
This is why Veronica sent 2 scholars, one practical and one theoretical, so we don't drink the ooze.
Okay, but like,
I
is
bet-
something dying underneath the rubble as just like a person might worry instead of a professor? There's something crushed that is now oozing. Does this ooze tell us what's being crushed?
Connor,
How do I figure that out?
I bet
Would you like
17
to-
could drink that and be fine.
Oh,
Probably.
good God, sir.
Go ahead and do, I would say, a survey roll.
Huh?
can I help?
Yeah, that would be great because I did not put any. Oh no, I did. I took it from sense into survey, so I have 1. So that's 1d6.
Great.
Yeah, and I have 2 points of survey.
That was 6.
A 6? Nice.
Oh.
All right.
Sexy.
You don't find a creature under here. However,
No creature.
as you're looking at this, you look trying to find some sort of a creature because, I mean, This liquid, you're not going to be able to really figure out what this might be. This could be anything. Looking for a creature under this rubble, you look through the small cracks that are in between each of these large stones. Nothing there until you wrap yourself around this rubble onto the other side, where you find that there is this small crack. Small enough to fit through, though. This seems to be, you can find this small stream of that black ooze that flows from the other side of this small hole into the rubble. And it seems to continue on past your sight into the darkness.
Look, I seem to have suddenly discovered I have claustrophobia.
But you made a discovery anyway. Good.
I appreciate your praise.
This is why I'm here, right?
Well, rather tiny.
Let me go ahead and take a peek. You guys make sure nothing comes in here after me, okay?
Are you sure I shouldn't go?
I will be measuring if Lily fits.
No.
With just my eyes.
Lily, are you sure I shouldn't go?
I'm just gonna be really quiet. I'm just gonna look, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm not gonna touch anything. I'm just looking.
Well, you are technically gonna be touching the floor.
Okay. Thank you for always being precise, 17. That's what I appreciate about you.
So
I will
good.
be
The
here
floor has ooze.
waiting.
What if the
And
floor has ooze?
If something would happen, I can also fit in the hole because I'm.
How about I
I'm
just
really small.
follow you?
Hey, it's okay.
Or I can lead.
I can just look.
Look, I'm basically a twink. I could just fit through.
No, for real. I'm okay. I can just look.
All right.
Jonny,
So-
I have 2 sneak dice, or hide, and I have the gilded diamond.
Yes. So that would mean that for this roll, I actually would like you to do a control roll for this one, actually, because you are
Okay.
trying to finesse yourself onto and through this hole without causing any of the rocks to fall or injuring yourself. So I would like you to do a control roll.
Uh-oh. All right, I'll do a control roll. That's much worse. I can use one of my
I'm assuming we can't help with this.
things, right?
'Cause there's
You could
nothing
help.
to
Yeah,
really-
absolutely.
Okay.
If you can
Okay.
come up with a way that you can help, absolutely. But you have
Shout
to
of
use one of your
encouragement.
drive from nerve in order to do so.
Oh.
Okay, this was the question I had. So it could have just been that I
I
made a
can't do
mistake in filling out my sheet. But like on the max, like I have 6 maxes, but it doesn't look like I have any drives.
You should have all 6 of
already
those.
there. You have the 6 of them.
Yeah, you should have all 6 of those
Okay.
filled
You
in.
start with them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. The 6 are. Oh.
hmm
I rolled a 5 without adding anything to it, though.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is succeeding with a cost.
Okay.
As you reach over, you're able to make it through. But you are stunned as you slide down and you just see water reflecting off of the ground. And it continues on. You're not able to see the bottom. You don't know if it goes down. It is murky. It is dark here. You feel your feet soaking as soon as you take your first step. And you begin to panic. You're going to take
Really, we need a report right now. You've
Do
been
I need to
Brain
go
mark.
in there?
Yes, is everything
for-
okay?
Wait for her report. Lily, report.
Silence.
You take a brain mark as you get to the bottom of this side of the
Look, if we don't hear anything for another minute, I am going in.
No, I'm going in right now.
Can you fit
Great.
in that tiny hole?
I don't know.
You
It's
have
not
very
my
broad
fault.
shoulders. I don't.
It's not
You're gonna get
my
stuck.
fault that I've been blessed with this beautiful short
Which is
king
perfect.
beefy body.
Which is fine. Look, you're a king. I'm a twink. I can fit through.
Lily,
You
report,
have the gun?
please.
Because I've got the gun.
You're saying twig.
Do not
It's
shoot
saying
Lily,
twig.
please.
Oh my gosh.
No. Wait. Okay. You are. Are you saying twink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
twink.
I was like, all right, cool. And then I thought you said
sweet
twig.
Connor is a very pansexual person.
Great. Okay. I thought so, and I was like, okay, that's fine. Yeah. But then I heard twig, and I was like,
But he's
okay, if you
also a twig.
said
He is
twig,
Tiny.
Yeah.
This man
Twiggy
is
twink.
small.
it's great.
A teeny,
It's a twiggy twink.
a twiggy twig. Yeah, captions
I'm
don't know the
fine.
difference.
There's a long pause.
Mhm.
Okay, well,
it
I'm going
stretches
in.
out way too long, and then there's a small voice that comes through. I'm okay. I'm fine.
No need to get into the tiny hole, Joshua. No need to get into the tiny
No,
hole.
right
I will make this tight, beautiful ass go through that hole.
You'd look like
has
Winnie
just-
the Pooh if you
Lily
did.
has just reported. Lily has just
Lily,
reported.
what did you want?
It's just it's a lot of water.
17 would know that. 17 would know Lily's afraid of water.
Probably.
Oh, shoot, I
Connor
don't know,
definitely
Connor.
knows.
I was gonna say,
Connor-
because I rescued. I think I
He
rescued.
would try to go. He would try to go into the tiny hole too. Like just
Looks like we're all going.
Okay. Is there any preparations you do to do so, or otherwise, I would have everybody do a control roll then.
I think, at least for Connor, he wouldn't do much preparation because he knows the desperate need to get in there. So that
Great.
wouldn't have even crossed his mind.
Awesome. All right, then
How would we prepare?
you see that this is a large pile of rubble. You could try and move some of those rocks down, in order to make
that's
it.
what I'm doing.
Okay, so then as
Yeah.
Connor's like trying to get up, you see Connor trying to get into this hole before you're able to actually, because there are large rocks here.
I would be reckless. I would just go, Lily's in trouble, Lily's in trouble, Lily's in
Right.
trouble, and just try to get in.
Okay, then I would say,
Precious Lily.
Joshua, you see both 17 and Connor just crawling up to the hole. What do you want to do in this moment? Do you want to try and move it at the same time, or are you just going to wait?
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea. So I'm gonna wait because I do realize I probably would not fit through that hole. So
Right. Okay. So then I will have Connor and 17 do a control roll.
I don't think.
Oh
there's
wow, my
any-
control. I have okay, I do have guild.
Awesome.
Ooh, I can roll 3. I put a lot in control for some reason.
Oh no, I rolled 1, so that's really bad.
Okay.
Oof. All
I
right.
got 8.
Oh no, you pick one.
What?
You pick one
Oh, I
dice.
picked 1. Oh,
Yeah.
Now,
5.
I only
You got a
rolled
5,
1
cool.
die
My
and it's
bad.
1.
I'm
Okay.
gonna use a drive to help you.
Professor 17.
Yeah, to help Professor 17.
Okay.
I guess it's gonna be me trying to move the rock out of the way
Sure.
to make more room for him.
Okay.
So roll another dice, my dude.
So I roll another dice.
And
Good.
just so you know, this one is fine. You're supposed to help before the action is rolled. Just so you
Oh.
know.
shoot.
Okay.
Good to know.
Okay. This one was a 5.
That one is a 5. Cool. All right.
Yes.
So, Connor, you had a 5, as well as Professor 17 had a 5. I would say both of you immediately rush towards the small hole. As you're trying to claw your way through, you let loose one of the larger rocks here, and both of you feel this large scrape as the sharp edges carve down your legs as it passes by each of you.
Ugh.
You feel it crush onto your foot and then finally fall off as you then just fall over and then slide down the other side of this pile of rubble. Each of you take 1 body mark from that.
Oof. Yeah.
But, Joshua, there is now a slightly larger hole available for you.
Large enough for me to fit through this
She
time.
said.
Yes.
Cool. So move roll. I have.
I wouldn't even say that you
move.
need a move roll, because
Oh,
at this
cool.
point it is clear.
Awesome. Yeah, I go right in, like
Great.
guns ablazing.
Awesome. You
Excuse
just
me too. I will be like, excuse me, Connor. Just like go and just like, Lily, are you fine, Lily, are you fine?
Lily's got
Lily?
one hand on the wall, and her nails are just pressed into the stone. Her breath is heavy in her chest as she pants over and over and over again, as if she's trying to catch air that's too far away for her to grab. And her eyes are just fixated on this water.
I
She
would
doesn't
go.
respond.
I would go to Lily and be like, Lily, this has happened before. You are having another one of your panic attacks. I'm going to convince, or I was gonna say convince or consort using my sway, Lily to calm down and remember what we did last time.
I
I'm
would
gonna-
say you don't
sorry.
need to do a roll.
Okay.
Only because for me, I don't really like doing PC to PC type of rolls like
Okay.
this. Only because in some situations it might take autonomy away from the other character. So I will just say,
Love it.
in this case, go ahead and RP that, and then
Mhm.
Lily
Okay.
can make that decision on her own.
I would go, Lily, remember the train station job?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember when the bathroom flooded?
Uh-huh.
What did we do?
We don't have to look at it. We can find other things to pay attention to.
We looked up.
Yeah. Okay.
And then your friend, Professor 17, found the drain.
I don't think there's gonna be a drain big enough for this one.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I will be looking for the drain as we walk. So I
That's what
promise.
Connor's doing. He's trying to find like a safe, shallow place to go to where there's a bigger.
I will
plot.
only ask you to focus on the roof, on the ceiling, while I survey and look for the drain. If there is no drain, you just keep looking up.
Okay. Can I hold Josh's hand?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Okay.
Connor.
Just
Okay.
be careful. Just be careful. His right arm is a little bit bruised. I would advise for you to use the left one.
Okay, thank you, 17.
Connor, please do a survey roll while this is happening.
Absolutely.
And
One
then
die for that.
Professor 17, you said that you were going to be looking as well, so I would say that you could use a drive to aid Connor, giving him another dice for this roll if you would like.
Let's do that. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Fun
Yeah, so
clicky
one of
clack
your
noises.
intuition gets taken off, and then Connor, you get an extra die.
Ooh. I'm glad because I don't know which one it would be, but I rolled a 1 and a 4, so I'm gonna pick the 4.
That is a mixed success. Okay.
Yeah.
You and Professor 17 begin walking around while Joshua and Lily stay behind. You find that as you go deeper into this tunnel, it starts to expand a little. And then you begin to hear the faint sound of water rushing down from a certain height. You can hear the splashes as they come down, and you can see the ripples in the water. It is dark. The ripples are barely seen. So as you continue going forward, this small, thin layer of water underneath you, you find this small waterfall that comes from above, this natural inside of a cave water that comes through like a crack in the ceiling, right? This water flows out. It's dark. Then you begin to approach that waterfall to double check and make sure that this is in fact where it is coming from. And as you do, you fall into this pond that has been created here, as you are completely covered in this water, this dark black ooze. And here you see this small green glow. Something in here is causing that bleed to happen, and you're going to take a bleed from this, but you are able to get out before anything bad also happens outside of that.
Connor, report. You
And
seem to have stumbled.
I'd like to add, as you get to this waterfall, you see that there is a descent. Like, this is a small hill that is just flowing water, but on the other end, it continues down at a
green.
relatively nice, a relatively steep decline.
I should have gone for the parachute.
Really should have. That would have been good.
Relatively steep. It's still walkable.
You seem to have stumbled, Connor.
So wet.
Can you report?
He's gonna kind of relay this weird green thing. Like, I think it's. Lily, are you okay?
May I use my special ability? The one where it lets me see something that other people don't see.
Sure. Yeah.
I believe it's called Street Smarts.
Street smarts?
It says you know how to keep an eye on your surroundings. Whenever you make a survey roll, you may spend any drive instead of only using intuition.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
No, street smarts. I think it's like scout or something.
Oh, Scout, you're so right.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
absolutely right. And then I get to ask a question.
Mm-hmm. So, after, you were here for a long while, so you were able to take in this environment.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to know?
I would like to know, what do I notice here that others do not see?
Sure. Your intense stares at the water has given you insight as to where these ponds are. You are able to guide everyone through this without them falling in, as you find like this small snaking path through them all.
Mm-hmm.
And being that you are able to just go through, that means that Joshua, Connor, Professor 17, and yourself are able to make it through this without having to do additional checks.
Okay. So essentially she's gonna glance over at Connor and then like a little bit embarrassed at Professor 17. I forgot to look up, but I think I found a path.
Well, it's the much better scenario. So
Yes.
we're
We
here.
don't. Yeah, because we don't want to go that way. There's a waterfall.
See, completely soaked.
We can.
I would just sprinkle water on my face, but I'm not that committed.
I get it.
Method actors.
Okay. Well, we go this way, and she's not going to let go of Josh's hand
Of
as
course.
she starts snaking her way through,
Mhm.
and
One
just
step
step
at a
where
time.
I'm stepping.
Yeah, I am.
I think maybe Joshua's like tied your hands together.
Mm.
That way he doesn't lose you.
That's so cute. In case we fall, you can drag me in.
Fantastic. Yeah, there you go.
Does anyone have anything that I could? I'm a little wet.
I think you're okay, right?
Does anyone have a handkerchief?
He's fine. No,
I don't. Sorry.
no, it's
This is a very practical, empirical exploration for you, Connor. I'm proud.
Joshua does have a handkerchief. He's just not giving it.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah.
You continue
By the
following this
way,
path.
Jonny, a question.
Yes.
Do I get my mentor and ally for helping Lily? Illumination key?
One more time, because which circle?
I have 3 illumination keys which I'm supposed to do every mission.
Oh, the illumination
Mentor and
keys,
ally.
right? That comes.
Make a
I
plan.
was thinking drive for something. That will come at the end of the assignment. So you just kind of keep it like, yeah, I did that, but like that's way
Okay.
later. We have like these questions for leveling up and stuff like that. So yeah,
Awesome.
you're good. So you follow this path, passing by the small waterfall that is creating this little stream. As you come to the precipice of this small hill, you see that decline. It isn't terrible. I think I hyped it up a little bit too much. It goes down
Connor
pretty
has
steep.
anxiety, so that would check out.
Sure. As you come to the top, it looks like a steep hill, but as everybody else does, you see that it's probably like a 16, 17 degree angle. It's not too bad.
The angle is exactly 16.5 degrees.
There you go.
That
Yep.
is really far.
It is
Nothing.
It is easy enough to traverse because there are plenty of rocks. And as you make your way down this area, you find that the rock wall that was above you was covering this large archway made of this dark stone. You see it's carved into this wall, a large, majestic, like 30 feet tall archway of beautiful design. You see on either side of the pillars here are these hooded figures. This hood covering up whatever may be inside. And as you get closer to it, you begin to see that there is a rectangular pool of water there. It is completely black, of course. And coming closer and closer, you find that the natural stone then turns to smooth stone. And it seems like this is a civilized yet in ruins temple of some sorts. Something is here. You find at the center of this archway a large stone door with a small circular recess within.
Would I be able to like produce a light source with any of my gear?
Looking over the
It's just-
scholar.
Add custom. It says custom gear, so maybe a lighter.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you could have a lighter. And I would even
Good.
say that that's in like lab equipment. Like you can have like a small lighter with you.
Some sort of fire source, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'll have like a tiny electrical lantern.
Great. As you
Powered
illuminate this
powered
room,
by 17.
as you illuminate this room, you see that that light is reflecting off of this dark black liquid within this pool. You're not sure as how deep it goes. As you get closer
Keep
to
the
this
fire
wall,
away from it.
as you
This
get
is not
closer to this
fire,
wall,
This is electricity.
right, of course,
Same thing. Keep
there is a inscription on this door. However, it is written in ancient Halen. That being said, if anybody would like to try and decrypt
Translate it.
this or translate it,
yes.
I would say you would have to
probably.
do a focus roll.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
me. That's I have
Joshua's
two
going to
dice.
try just for funsies.
Yes.
Right.
I'm gonna try.
Yes.
Just know that if you fail, bad shit happens.
I
Never
did get a-
mind.
I got a 4. So partial.
All right. As you look at this inscription in that ancient Halen, you see that it says, "Reach into oblivion,
Reach
lose to
oblivion.
gain."
Reach into oblivion. Reach to gain. Not totally sure what that means, but at least I knew the words, I think.
Oblivion is probably the pool of water we are seeing there.
I don't want to stand in it though. Bad idea.
Also, what do we have to lose?
Everything.
Our lives.
But then what do we gain if we lose our lives?
Eternal life. according to
don't think that's how that
religion.
I don't think that's how that works.
Look, talk to my parents. They were the religious ones.
Lovely thought, but unrealistic. It's, yeah, it's
Alter.
fine.
If old fair history teaches us something, we gain nothing from losing our lives.
Agreed.
I can toss my hat. I can lose that.
Into
As you-
oblivion.
Connor,
Oh.
looking from this inscription, down to the door that it stands above, you find that small recess, this half sphere that inserts into this door.
Professor,
And
17?
then
Yes, Connor.
you see just below it this half pipe rolling down into this pool of water. And since you succeeded, you learned that this is most likely a locking mechanism, and whatever is in there is most likely the key. And whatever is in there is most likely in the water.
Well, never mind. I originally thought that maybe your sphere might be the key. Oh, fuck. Look,
the key seems to be
the
in
key
there.
seems to... And whatever we need is going to be in the black pool.
I mean, Joshua, you've never been afraid of losing a limb.
No.
No.
That was such a different nose.
No, I'm not afraid to lose a limb. Lily,
Maybe we should...
cover your eyes.
Here, do you want my tie? Cover your eyes.
No, I can just close my eyes.
Oh, yeah, that's true, you can.
Connor, turn her around, make sure her eyes are closed.
I'm fine.
17,
You're not gonna
Professor
be fine.
17, look after
Yes?
me.
I will.
Here, let
First
me-
thing I'm going to do
How
is to
deep, like,
analyze
how
the
far is
water.
it? Like, if I use my suspenders as a way to, like, tether me to...
You are not sure. This
I would
this
grab
pool
your
of water,
suspenders.
this pool of water is completely dark. It is as if it is a pit into darkness, oblivion within here.
I will be grabbing your suspenders and I will be checking for the water.
Let me
I want to start. I want to
extend
survey.
these-
I want to survey the water as whatever. Joshua does. I
Did
want to be
anyone-
surveying. I want to be
I'm-
surveying the water.
Yeah, I'm
Anyone
gonna,
bring rope?
like, does anyone have anything sharp?
Yeah.
Any of the
My
characters?
wits.
Okay, let me...
Your wits.
see. Joshua's going to do something to, like, extend these to the max. He extends that to the max for both of these. It's stretchy. It'll do for, I don't know, at least 6 feet?
Okay. So you are going into the water then?
Yeah, I'm going into the water.
Okay.
I would like to create a knot and use the help. Like, I'm trying to, like, get good suspending.
Sure.
Does anyone
All
have
right.
does anyone have a belt?
Yes, but he's
Yeah.
holding all my potions and stuff.
Oh
I'll
my
take
God.
off my belt and give.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm gonna keep my shirt on the screen, but Joshua will take off his shirt to also add that to the link.
Of course.
I
All
haven't seen you
right.
with your shirt off before.
Shut up, Connor.
Sorry.
This is serious.
Sorry. Distracting. Sorry.
Okay. So, I will say that with each of you holding this, you are able to aid whoever wants to give a nerve drive. However, before we get to that, as Joshua plunges into the dark, deep waters of this small pool of water in front of the door, we are going to go to a break.
Ooh, that was good.
As we go to the break, we're gonna be taking a break here real quick, and then when we come back, we're gonna make sure to see what happens to Joshua as he goes deeper and deeper into darkness, oblivion.
Yes.
Fantastic. We will see you all here back in just about 10 minutes. Stick around and we'll figure this ish out.
Bye, everybody.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being so patient with us.
Are we live?
We're on break. I think we are. I'm talking just in case. We may not be.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay.
But my cat Valerie says hello. She's the queen. welcome back from our break. Thanks for sitting there, being patient with us. We are very grateful. And oh my gosh, I've got to sneeze. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try and get through this.
You should be. How dare you?
Do you want to sneeze?
I really want to sneeze, and it's like right there.
Look into a light. People do that, and it helps them
That
sneeze.
never works for me.
It's not working. Okay, I'll
It works for my wife. She looks literally into the sun.
What?
Yeah.
Why? No.
I don't get it.
Speaking of the
I don't know.
sun,
Your guess is as good as mine.
the sun is not our sponsor.
I have a family history in which 2 members of my family, whom I'm not gonna name, fought and stopped talking to each other for 1 year because one told the other "bless you" before they sneezed, and the other lost the sneeze, and they were so angry
Dead
that
to
they
me.
stopped speaking for 1 year.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so fucking good. Oh, I love it.
I love that. Speaking of the sun, one of our sponsors, our fantastic sponsor since, near the beginning almost, is Gemmed Firefly. We would love if you would all check them out so you can get shirts and blankets and doormats with things that you like on them. So nerdy stuff to wear. I've got one myself that says, I have dark vision, because it's hilarious because
That's so good.
you can't see in the dark. You just have low light vision. So I think it's absolutely hilarious. So please go ahead and check them out. We've got a discount code there ready for you guys to use and go. Of which Dungeon Glitch was here not too long ago for I'm Furious Pink, and it was a blast. I will let you out in just a second. Okay? Now she's meowing at me. And then along with, being comfy and cozy, getting ready to play a game, you're gonna need dice. And that's where you can go to Greenleaf Geek to get some nerdy, wonderful dice. I also have some of their dice. I was a backer for their Kickstarter for the Pearly Hedral dice, which have little kitties inside. And they are very cute, and they're also up on their site now for purchase, and they are wonderful for a cat person such as myself. And not only that, you need to stay awake, or if you have ADHD, you need additional stimulant. So along with that, why don't you also get some coffee, of which we all really drink. And they have some really cool stuff. So what it is it's basically, it's like almost like rolling initiative for your day. It's giving you your stats for the day, other things. So if you check out their site, Homebrew Coffee & Co., they've got some wonderful things to be able to start your day, a whole bunch of really cool flavors and other things. They are so kind, so wonderful. Please go ahead and check them out. And that is our 3 sponsors. So wear something cozy, roll some dice, don't eat it, but drink the coffee. And we also have had some lovely music this evening, which Jonny brought over. So I'm going to have you just take it away from here. It's all yours.
And what else to keep you awake when you're drinking, sipping on your coffee, than Sirenscape, because Sirenscape is pretty dope, yo. It is filled with awesome music and ambiance type music stuff. If you play D&D or Pathfinder or Call of Cthulhu or have music of your own, you can do all of that stuff on Sirenscape. They have pre-made stuff. So for Curse of Strahd, it has all of the chapters already laid out with all of the moments that you'll have in every room that you might go into. It is buggin' dope. So if you want to get that, try and get the Super Siren subscriber thing. I will probably have a link in there. There'll probably be a link in there that goes to my stuff, as well as it'll go to Sirenscape in general. And if you get that, you can help my channel over on TXP, which is the logo all the way over there. Or no, I'm backwards. It's all the way over there. So, yeah. Anyways, check it out. It's great. It's good stuff. Easy to use. Outside of that.
Yes. There.
Yeah.
The absolute
Follow Mika.
focus on your face. It was to be wrong.
It was still the wrong way.
So hard to be
It was
wrong.
still the wrong way, too. Perfect. Love it.
Got it now.
Well.
Oh.
Okay.
You guys keep going. I forgot I was going to set up my green screen. So I'm going to mute myself, but I can hear you.
You got it. All right. Returning back to our circle, the Circle of Disquiet Serenity. Joshua, you are entering into the terror that is that dark black pit of water.
Yes, I even
Hoping
did
to
a
find something.
costume change.
Yes,
Put
of
on-
course.
Tank top. Yep,
All right.
it feels accurate.
As you are
Sorry.
entering into this black pit of water, I will need you to do a move roll in order to
Oh boy.
get and traverse through this water successfully.
Okay, I've got 2 and move. Ooh, okay, 1 and a 5. Going
Okay.
with the 5.
Taking the 5, you successfully traverse through this pool of water. It is deeper than you would have expected. Your ears begin to pop from the pressure as you go 5, 10, 15 feet down until you finally hit the bottom. You feel this soft thud as you hit this layer of mud? You're not entirely sure because it is pitch black down here. You have no idea if it opened up into a bigger pool. You have no idea if there's a door down here, if there's an item down here, if there's any things down here. People? Monsters? You are unsure. Now that you are at the bottom, you feel this almost like burning sensation. This pool of water is filled with bleed. And you know that the longer you stay in here, the more you are going to be hurt. You're going to take a bleed mark from this. However, what would you like to do now that you've hit the bottom?
I forgot what we were doing.
We were looking for a key. Like,
Yes.
I think we were. I think we did not. We were not communicative enough for this. But it was in context. You probably know exactly what you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I explained it very well.
Also, going back to the 4 that Connor got as he was looking at the door and translating, this is when that cost comes into play. You think,
Oh,
looking down at the pool of black water,
I love this.
you don't know how long Joshua can hold his breath, and it's been a lot longer than you can. You start to feel
Daredevil, a decent amount.
stress. Did I just kill him? Oh God, no,
oh my god.
and you start to feel that stress just overwhelming, and you're
Guys,
gonna
I
take
think
a
I killed
brain
him.
mark.
17 would not help by saying it's been way too long. At least 45 seconds too long.
That is
Oh,
so,
so
long.
good.
That is a long time.
Oh, Josh,
So
I feel
good.
like
Fuck up.
Lily would know that Joshua can hold his breath for a really long time.
Josh is fine, okay? This is what he does. Everyone
Last
just
time he
calm
held
down
his
and
breath.
believe in him.
I'm gonna eat out of stress.
So, as you're at the bottom, you still have the suspenders and the which is attached to the belt and the shirt. It is, you're like holding on to it, but you're like able to bring your hand down and your feet touch the ground as well. What would you like to do?
Guess I'm gonna. I don't know what the key is, do I?
You saw that it was like a half sphere into it, so you're imagining that it's either circular or it's another half of a circle, like a little
Okay.
bowl shaped kind of thing, maybe.
Okay.
One or the
and,
other.
How big is this pool?
This pool is 15 feet deep. As far as how wide, you are not sure because it is
Oh, shit.
pitch black here. You can't even see your hands in front of you.
Okay.
It is total darkness, and it's a good thing that Connor didn't go down here.
I guess.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have So what I brought with me was burglary equipment.
Of
Can
course.
I have like a thing that I can like essentially a glow stick that I can snap?
Interesting.
I want
Okay.
to throw it in the pool to help because I said I was gonna give some drive, and I was
Sure.
wondering if this
Oh.
could be the manifestation of the drive. Is that I'm
Okay.
throwing this in there to light the way.
Absolutely. Okay, so
Okay.
since you are looking for this item, I would say that you're going to have to do a survey roll. You have a additional dice, so that means that you have
Ooh.
however 2. Okay, cool. You can also spend more drive if you would like as well.
I have exactly 1 drive for this, and I'm taking it.
Awesome. So 3 dice.
Okay. May the lemons bless me.
May they bless.
6!
Hey, all right.
Good.
As you get down to the ground, you begin feeling around. You feel different sets of rocks. No, that's not it. That's too sharp. That's too small. And then finally, your hand touches this rock that is spherical. But you also feel something move as you touch it. You quickly grab it. You are not... Don't take any damage or anything like that, but you're going to need to make a move roll back up. And since Lily and Professor 17 are holding on to this rope, you could aid if you would like.
We would aid. since
Connor
we
is
know it's
sitting
been
there
too long.
shaking.
So
You're
I
going
do
to,
have-
okay.
Okay. Because I do also have drives. Also, so you don't necessarily need to assist me.
It's up to you.
We would. Yeah, we would technically because the time has been too long. 17 knows it, and now Lily knows it.
Sure.
Mhm.
You can,
Okay.
I mean, we could go thematically you're helping. If you don't want to actually give a drive, that's totally fine. But I'm just giving you that opportunity since that is there.
I would give it a drive.
You're going to give
You
a
get
drive.
the drive?
Okay, so then you get an additional
Okay.
die, and then you get to put in whatever dice drive points that you would like.
Oh, and I have to do it beforehand, right?
You do have to do it beforehand.
I'm just gonna risk it with 3. Famous
Okay.
last words. Oh my god. 2, 2, 3. I guess I'm gonna
Burn that
burn
resistance.
my last
that
resistance.
final one. Ooh. All right. Now,
Am I gonna regret this?
unfortunately, you get to only roll the amount of circles that you have.
You have a D4 that was redeemed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, can I use that first?
That's interesting.
That's up to our storyteller.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Can I just say instead of a D4, that's just an extra dice?
Okay.
Just an extra
Yeah.
D6. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I will let you add that to this roll. Because that's
Okay.
just how inspiration works.
Okay. So 3 more dice.
No, to the original roll.
Oh, to the original roll.
Since that was,
Oh.
yeah, it came in before you
Heck
actually did the
yes.
roll.
We'll work on getting that up
5.
to a D6.
You got a 5.
5. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. You feel that, and your body is just filled with stress. Like, this is something that you're used to, though. You are a daredevil after all, so you work really well under pressure. You grab onto that sphere, and you push off the bottom, soaring up as you feel the shirt and the belt and now the suspenders pulling you up as quick as they can. You suddenly stop. Your head goes out of the water. You get a breath in, and then you fall back under. And then you're back up, and you see that Joshua is fighting against something. You finally are able to grab onto the edge of this pool and lift yourself up, almost falling back down before you rocket out as this thing slips its grip onto you. And you all see, as Joshua falls down, you're going to take a body from that. As Joshua falls out, you see this person, this hand,
Oh,
completely covered in this like goop ooze. And then another, before you see this head that has another 2 faces on the side of it. You see it twitching as it gets out and opens its mouth and lets out this as it reaches out towards Joshua.
Being the
Nope.
closest to the pool, I would kick it. I know
Okay,
I'm not supposed to by class, but
No.
I'm gonna kick it.
absolutely.
it's an immediate
So-
reaction.
As
Yeah.
you pull out Joshua, you see this disgusting creature reach out of the pool, standing up. Go ahead and do a strike roll.
Okay.
Connor might
What's your
faint.
strike?
My strike is 0.
I'm gonna give you.
You don't have any at all. Okay.
Any at all.
I'm giving
We
you.
just had a dice redeemed in chat, though. Can you roll at least one?
Another one on top of the other one that.
Yep, just
Okay,
came
well then
through.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yep.
So,
Okay.
however, when you have 0, that's 2 dice, and you take the lower.
I
You
can't
now
to
have
M, though.
1.
And I
I'm
can't
giving
crit.
you a drive. Also,
Okay, so now you
Okay,
have
so
2.
3?
Oh,
Oh,
and then you're
2.
using a
Good.
drive.
Yes.
I'm using a drive.
Okay, so then
you
3
have
then.
your drive?
And I'm using 1 right.
Okay,
then 3.
cool.
Connor's gonna
Good.
pass out.
I would just say horrible beings coming out of the pool and start kicking it very mechanically
Sure.
and I take the lower value.
No, in this
that's
case,
fine.
you're able to take the higher one
Okay,
because
it's fine.
you move past that disadvantage.
Okay, it's fine.
What did you get?
5.
You got a 5. Okay. As you kick into it, you like. I just imagine that each of you are able to hear this as he moves, but not really. As you move in this mechanical way, as you kick into the chest of this thing, you feel these claws reach down your leg and scratch. As you push it back into the pool, you see this huge splash from the water, and it is within the pool. You see it sinking under the surface of the pool. However, you're not entirely sure if it's dead or not. It definitely took some damage from that, or marks rather.
I would be kind of stuck in the loop, just by just kicking and like go back to the pit, go back to the pit, go back to the pit. And Lily knows that sometimes 17 gets stuck, go back into the pit, 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 go back into the pit.
I think that Lily had grabbed on to Joshua and pulled him away, looks up, sees that Professor 17 is stuck, yells to Connor, "Get the key in the lock!" And she's gonna run for Professor 17.
Great.
Go
Okay.
back into the pit.
Okay.
Go back into the
So,
pit.
Lily, you come to Professor 17. You see this thing splash into the water and then just go under the surface. For a second, you're locked into that water. Your stress starting to come up, but you quickly look away and you look back towards what you need to be doing, helping Professor 17. What would you like to do?
Okay, she's gonna like just grab him by the back of the shirt and then by the arm and turn him forcefully so he
Okay.
has to break that contact that he has in his focus. And she's
Sure.
gonna look up at him. She's like, come back to me, okay?
To the
I
pit,
would
into the
say
pit.
No. This way. We're gonna leave now.
go ahead and do
Mhm.
I'm mixed between move or strike. Because it's not.
I have gilded dice with the move.
It's
if that
breaking,
is-
knocking down, punching. I think strike would fit better.
That's fine. I can do that.
Okay, so go ahead and do a strike roll.
Rolling. 4.
4. All right, you are successful. You turn Professor 17 away, and 17, your focus comes out, and you shake out of it in your own robotic way. However, again, this hand reaches back out and then claws its way down your calf. As it carves down, you feel this just stinging pain. You take a body as well.
I would only say I am feeling stinging pain on my calf.
Is that me that takes that, or does
It is
Professor
Lily
17?
that takes that. Professor 17 took
oh,
one
oh.
before.
So I have my stunt double.
Right.
So I may take on the danger in their stead if they're taking a body mark. Would I be able to?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So
you're on the
as
floor, yeah, you're there.
as Lily has pushed you away, you quickly realize that she is running towards that creature, and you get back up and rush towards her, and you get behind her and push both of them away from the water as you feel once again this thing carving down the same leg. It is carving, and it's going to need stitches. It is bleeding profusely now. You are able to get away with everyone. However, this thing seems to be following you. Back to Connor, who is trying to use that key for the door.
Yep.
Okay, so I take one body and one brain.
Okay, got it. So, Connor, you are rushing over to the door. I need you to do a control roll in this situation to keep yourself cool and to keep, or I can even say a move roll as well. Either one of those.
I would like control because I put 3 in
Great.
control.
Go ahead and do a control roll then.
I got a 6.
Okay. Whew. I thought that was a, oh no,
I was really
I failed.
scared.
Okay.
No,
so,
one of them was a 1, but
oh
like...
no. So you this is one of those times when you know it is in dire need that you need to be exactly on your game. You turn around and you book it directly to the door. You remember the orientation that this sphere needed to be in. And as you're running over, you're feeling the ball, turning it around so that it's perfect. As you push it in, you feel it twist, and then you see the door opening up. It is open, and you see that the ball that was in that circle suddenly falls back down and then rolls towards the pool and then sploosh goes back in. You might have a certain amount of time before this closes.
Guys! Doorway's open! Doorway's open!
Right. So, heading back to Joshua, you were the first one out of the pool. What would you like to do?
What's going on around me? Who's where?
Currently, you see that the hand is making its way back out of the pool again. It is trying to grab onto someone. You see that the door to your left, as you get out, you see the door to the left is open. You saw that the key that you just got rolled back into the pool, and that door is open for maybe a limited amount of time.
I can only do one thing per turn, can't I?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna shoot it then run.
Yeah, I would say in this situation, you would have to do a control if you want to shoot. And I would say that you're able to get at least a little back, but you're not able to run through the door.
I'm just gonna run through then.
Okay.
I guess I didn't ask this before. It just said like handgun. I've got a handgun.
Sure.
But does that even do anything? Would that be useful?
It definitely does stuff. Yeah, you can you can injure these types of creatures. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm gonna book it.
Okay.
Like,
so you
just,
begin
push
running
through that pain. And,
sure.
Yeah.
I would like you to do a move roll since you are the closest to this creature.
But got 2 for move. I'm gonna burn a drive. Give me 3. Got a 6 and 2 1s.
Perfect.
So
all right. So you are able to rush in to the currently slowly closing door. So as you get closer, you do have a limited amount of time as it is slowly closing. You make it out without anything happening. I need Lily and the Professor 17. What are you two gonna do?
I'll just follow.
Just running in. Okay. Then I will say that both of you need to make a move roll as well.
I have one last drive, so that's the last one I'm going to be using.
Okay.
And it was on a gilded dice. I don't know if that makes a difference.
So if you have anything missing from nerve in your drive, you get one back if you use that roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
The gilded dice return drives to you if you spend them.
Okay.
Nope. I just have one die, so here goes nothing.
Does anybody like to help?
For what is it? For nerve?
This is going to
It's
be a
a two.
move. Yeah.
Move.
It's a two.
I would have done it.
Sure.
Because I was gonna say that I was gonna grab his arm and pull him because he was so locked in that trance.
Sure.
She didn't know if he was broken
Absolutely.
out of it yet.
So then go ahead and roll
Good.
another dice. And I don't know.
Me.
I remember hearing another D6 being given.
Oh, I was about
Yes.
to. But,
Okay, so then,
But it's for me, and I'm
Okay,
willing
it was
to
a,
give
it
that.
was a 6.
Okay.
Great.
It was a 6.
oh, okay.
Okay.
The 2 was
Like,
a 6. Okay.
It was
Okay,
a 2 and a
sweet.
6.
Okay. So you are able to help Lily, but as you are staying behind, trying to push Professor 17 into action. As you push him, you see that this thing is right next to you. Now, unfortunately, since Joshua is not there, I'm going to say that this doesn't work in terms of you taking this body, as it now carves down the side of your left leg. It carves in and you start bleeding. It shreds the pants that you're wearing, and you are able to get away. As it comes out, you see this, like, covered in this goop all around its body, it like falling down with each step as it begins rushing towards the door. Connor,
Oh,
bless, as you are right next to the door, you don't need to make a check to get on the other side. And as you do, you see Lily and then Professor 17 and Joshua all make it through as it closes just barely before this thing is about to grab onto you. You guys are safe for now.
Question. I think I misunderstood what was going on. So do I still take that body?
You do not.
And bleed that? Okay.
Well, from earlier?
Yeah.
From earlier,
Wait,
you
no.
did. But I was saying that in this case, in the one that she just took, you wouldn't be able to do it again.
Okay. No, that's
Because you
good,
weren't
'cause
nearby.
I have 2 in body, so I would have incapacitated me.
You have to take 4.
4? Okay.
So 3 is fine, and then if you take another
Okay.
one on top of that, that's when you go incapacitated.
Okay.
So,
Quick question.
yes.
I'm not really able to find a whole lot. I'm curious if it's possible to create some sort of like health potion or like something alchemical to help stop the bleeding. If that
I
type of thing is a
believe-
possibility.
I can't remember exactly, but I believe the professor can make a concoction.
Yeah.
Yes,
I just wasn't sure if
you
there was
have-
anything like
sleep-inducing, sticky,
specific,
or
like-
toxic.
It says chemical concoction. You know how to mix chemicals together to achieve particular
explosive
effects. When you
blast with
take
reducing
laboratory equipment as gear,
toxic.
you may spend a few minutes concocting a mixture that is acidic, explosive, flammable, loud, sleep-inducing, sticky, or toxic.
Yeah.
So, there is
Sticky.
a specific one that,
Almost like super glue. Hold the
I
wound together.
understand the reference. I get that. But there is
Yeah.
like a doctor that we don't have available because we have to wait until
That's
November
why I was
15th.
Curious. Yeah.
There is a doctor with that specific thing to do
Mhm.
that. And I believe there's also like a ward that the weird has that you can take away a bleed when you get one and stuff like that. There's abilities.
Oh.
So unfortunately, no. However, at the end of assignments, you're able to take resources from Candela and heal your wounds or regain some of your
Okay.
drive points, things like that. So it's not the end all be all right now.
Mhm.
It is just that this assignment is extremely difficult.
That makes total
And-
sense.
Mind you, you can take 4 scars, or you can take 3 scars before you die, which means
Yeah.
you can take
Okay.
16 different scars, like or marks, sorry. Actually more
Yeah.
than that, depending on how much you do, but you can take 16 marks, completely filling those before you actually die.
Yeah.
You just become
Okay.
incapacitated for a scene, and then
There's a fun thing
that
in which
past
every time
scene,
you
you would have been fine now.
You have a scar, you change one of your stats. That's
Yes.
really cool.
Yes.
Mhm.
So you take one of your circles and you move it into a different one, which is fucking awesome because it's based off of how you learned from this experience how to get better.
Okay.
It's super cool. But that aside, you have passed through this closing stone door. How you're going to get back through, that is a question for later. Because when you enter, you find this long hall. You see, similar to the open archway that was there, these two robed figures. Now there are multiple lining this really long natural stone carved hall. You see, they act as pillars leading up to a staircase up.
Do I know any of this? I have a remember skill. Well, I have a skill that's in intuition. I have focus, which I can use to analyze, remember, or inspect. Have I read about any of this architecture? Have I seen any of this architecture? Do I know anything else? Because Professor could probably have read a lot about Wolfer. But I would just want to know if there's something I can do to help.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and do, I believe that's, not analyze, focus.
Focus. Yeah, focus. Okay, that's a 4.
4, okay.
Gilded, because it was, no. 4.
Got it.
I do have a diamond. Is the diamond
yeah, that's a gilded die.
Gilded? Okay.
So then you would have
replenished one drive?
So okay. When you rolled, do you have 1 or 2 dice in there?
I have 2.
Okay.
The 4 is gilded.
Then I will say roll an additional d6. 1, 2, and 3, it is not a gilded because you rolled 2 regular die, right?
The system automatically rolled a gilded.
Did it?
And
so it was the different color one? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
I thought you rolled
nice.
2 regular ones and were like, oh crap, that's right, it's gilded.
No,
you're good.
4,
yes,
3,
you do get.
Yeah.
Yep, you do get that drive back then.
Good.
So, as you're looking around, one of the things pops into your mind is the cult that oh my god, why am I drawing a blank? Veronica, jeez. The cult that Veronica was talking about. You and her were talking about this before. She had suspected eons, but she had been bringing up these random pieces of information, this cult of Oblivion. Now that you have everything, the ancient Halen that was written over that door, reach into oblivion, lose to gain. Now these hooded figures, you look into their hoods and there is nothing there. It is just darkness. This is a ancient, old Farron ruins here. A temple to something forgotten and recently found. This is the cult of Oblivion.
Okay.
However, this feeling of loss as you begin to look around, you begin to think of many of your lost companions, and this smell. Bleed is in the air, but it doesn't smell like usual bleed. As you begin to sniff, because of course you are very curious in nature, smells like formaldehyde.
Knew it.
And you are immediately taken aback. Your flashes of your past begin to show up in your mind, and you remember so many of your lost companions during the Professor Project. You're going to take a brain mark from that.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay, brain mark. The images in Professor 17's head just pop like a bad glitch, like a bad image in his brain, and he sees a room of an old medical ward inside of the college, right? Medicine school. with beds, and there's other scholars, other at least other 16 scholars, all being modified, electrocuted, electrified, grafted. It's a gruesome, horrible thing. It's like something coming in really fast motion in his I would say mind, but it's kind of like a movie coming in his head. Just like seeing in super fast motion all of these beds emptying and just leaving one bed there. In the end, just being alone in a room as the other 16 professors before him just disappeared without notice. And always the smell of formaldehyde, always the smell of like rotting bodies and medical wards and medical supplies, just days or months even of like smelling formaldehyde. And just you would see Professor 17 go into a childlike mode, just like sitting down on the floor, grabbing onto his knees and putting his head on his knees and start just like saying whatever he was saying before, like go back into the pit, go back into the pit, go back into the pit, go back into the pit.
Lily knows that it's her turn to help Professor 17. And she limps ungainly across the way to him and kind of awkwardly drops down onto one knee. And taking in his like childlike posture, she's just gonna very carefully start petting his hair. We can wait as long as you need.
Waiting would be unadvisable. Waiting would be unadvisable. We are all in danger. Our bodies are in danger. You are in danger. Lily's in danger.
It's okay. That's kind of what we do.
You will be turned. You will be turned. You will be turned.
I think that I'm going to be okay. And I think that you're going to be okay too.
Describe the room for me, please. I cannot open my eyes. I do not want to open my eyes. I feel like I'm in a hospital.
Yeah. I can describe the room for you.
So, what you see is, again, that long hallway with pillars every like 10 or so feet of those hooded figures. You see large boulders out and about in scattered areas. You see that they've most likely fallen from the ceiling above, as you can see like cracks in the foundation and like small craters just underneath them. These are large rocks. You find do a survey roll.
I would love to do a survey roll. That's like my jam.
Tell you it's really scary in here, at least. That went Irish.
I am going to use my street smarts to use drive as well.
Okay.
I got my highest was a 6.
There you
so
go.
My gilded dice was a 4.
What do you want to use?
I'm going to go with the 6.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
One of the things that you notice that is a little easy to miss, these large boulders that are currently surrounding the hall, you can find this low level of... They're dark. The stone around here is dark. It's never seen the sun. It's never dry. There is still about maybe a quarter of the way up a darker tint to this. And you can see every so often now that you look at the floor, it is a darker tint than these boulders are. And you see that there is a residue on it. A little slippery. This has had black water flowing over it at some point.
Okay. She's gonna look over. at Professor 17 after taking in this truly terrifying scene to say, it's not that bad. It's a little dark. And there's something kind of like, there's like this weird residue on the ground. What do you think that is?
No
Here, you don't
bad.
have to open an eye. Just touch it with your hand, maybe.
No bad. No beds?
There's no beds. No, there's some rocks. And then there's some darker rocks. And she's gonna gloss over everything else.
Sure.
I can. Would it help if I tried to analyze some of the black water? Would that help to determine what it is? Were you 17?
It's... If not, there's no beds. I can try touching the floor now.
Okay. Hey, I also have kind of a secret for you.
Secrets.
It's okay if you're scared.
I am really bad at keeping secrets. You know this, Lily.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure that everyone knows anyways.
And it is not a secret. And you
Well-
see him coming back to his usual demeanor.
I love
and
it.
then that would not be a secret.
Well, the
So
thing
good.
is that I'm only gonna tell you.
Everybody knows it.
I'm really scared. And I really want to get out of here. And I kind of need your help.
I can do that. And he just
Okay.
stands up.
Hmm.
Connor, thanks for the help too. Lily
I-
did really well.
Darling, I do what I can, but let's be real. Lily has the heart of us all.
I will help Lily.
I'm gonna just maybe see if I can find something.
What's our danger level right now? Like, we're the hooded people. Do they see us? What's going on there?
So, looking at the statues, piggybacking off that survey roll that Lily had, it doesn't look like there's any danger right now.
Okay.
You didn't see anything that was like imminent danger, and like you hear very soft thuds coming from the other side that then cease at some point.
Yep.
Yes, Lily.
Does my scout automatically happen? No, I have to spend an intuition to do that, right?
Right.
And I spent the intuition other ways. All right, I was just curious how that
Cool.
worked. Continue.
Yep. You don't see any imminent danger. That soft thud of that thing behind that door is now silent, so it seems to have lost interest. There is nothing moving in this long hall. And this hall goes probably about like 100 feet. So you see multiple columns of these hooded figures there.
Are they stone?
I was gonna
Yes,
say
they
they
are
don't
stone.
seem to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess I didn't say that. Yeah, they're stone like statues.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
My bad.
I think it's time for your practical approach, Connor.
You know, I appreciate that you can see that it's a worthy approach, so I'm going to study these statues, see what we can find. Now, let's see here. All right. Rolling an intuition probably would be focused.
What are you trying to do?
I want to see if I can figure out what the statues represent.
So, Professor 17 did a check on that.
Oh, I must
Basically
have
just
been
saying that these.
sneezing.
It's fine. Yeah. They are the cult of the
Of the
Oblivion.
Oh,
Oblivion.
Right.
And you would have
Yeah.
said that before going into a trance.
Yeah.
probably.
Right.
Yeah, I remember hearing that as I was sneezing, I think. I'm
good.
an indoor cat. I shouldn't be taken outside or else I'll get allergies.
All good.
Okay. If that's the case, I want to go searching around the room a bit more.
Okay.
For any clues for this is like, it seems abandoned, but
So-
why?
At the very end of this hall, you do see a set of stairs that ascend past
Okay.
your vision. So there is a end to this tunnel. As far as anything within, Lily didn't find anything other than that liquid that's on the floor and kind of on the bottom corner of those rocks. The only other thing that is here, the hooded figure statues and those stairs that go up.
It appears that there's some stairs back here. We could ascend. If we want to.
As you approach these stairs, walking closer and closer, you all feel this pulse rushing through the air. You begin to hear as these rats begin swarming down these stairs. You see them passing you, paying you no mind. Which then brings the thought, what are they running from? As you begin to see down the stairs, this large, cascading black water rushing down towards all of you. What would you all like to do in this split second as it rushes past, or at least towards you? You have only a moment.
Jump on a nearby table.
Okay, well there are rocks, so if you want to jump onto like a rock to get it, keep away. Okay, great. Everyone needs to do a move roll.
How tall is how tall is Lily?
That's a good question.
Average, probably like 5'4", maybe slightly under average.
Good.
Yeah.
Professor 17 would just, if allowed, pick her up.
Great. Awesome. All right. So then I will say, with that, Professor 17, you're going to helm the roll. Go ahead and do that move roll. And then...
No. You and your move rolls. If I have 0 die, that means...
You're rolling 2 dice.
2 and getting the under one, right?
The lower.
Wow, that's a 1.
How funny would it have been if Lily was like, no, I'll hold you, and she picks you up because I've got 2 dice.
It's too late for me to spin a drive.
Yeah, at this point. All right.
Okay.
However, since Lily, you are right next to him, I'll give you this chance. However, you are rolling with 1 less die. So you are rolling with 1, unless you use drive points.
I have 2 drive points left. What are they there for if not to use?
Right.
I really should use mine.
Okay, let's use them. Let's use both of them. Okay, so one of them is going to, is it Joshua? And then the other one I'm rolling an extra of?
Oh, no.
No.
I don't need it.
Oh, sorry. 2,
Yeah, so
Professor.
you have 2, so then you're helming this roll now. You have taken over. You said, nope, I got it. So then you have the 1 because of it, you losing that 1, and then you're using 2, so that's 3 dice that you should have. And I think one of them should be gilded. I don't know. I can't remember first link.
Actually, I have 1 gilded and then 1 from the drive. I misread my circles here.
No worries.
Oh my goodness, I got a 5 on the gilded and a 6 on the normal, and I'm just like, we're gonna get the drive back. The drive back.
All right. So you, Professor 17, you try to lift Lily up, but you quickly realize you are very scrawny and not the person to lift people.
No.
Immediately after, Lily, you get like an inch off the ground, and then you're like, nope. Pick him up and go to the nearest rock. As you place Professor 17 down, you feel this rush of water hitting your feet. You're going to take a bleed mark from this rushing water.
Can we use Joshua's dummy?
This is bleed. So I don't think so.
So, for my muscle roll, behind me, spend 1 nerve to choose an ally in the same area as you who is about to take a mark from a phenomena. And would this count as a phenomena?
Yes, it would.
Phenomena. Sorry.
Cool. So I just need to describe what I do that allows me to take the mark instead. So I guess as soon as Layla's like, nope. I'm gonna go and go, nope.
Sure. I love it so much. Okay. So Professor 17 lands onto this rock, and then Lily, you're about to get hit, and you feel the terror rushing over you because this is a tall rock, and you are going to have to jump on there. So you like get yourself ready. And as you jump, you feel like you are Superman, right? And then you notice that there are arms on your sides where Joshua has pushed you up, and you soar over the rock just as the rush of water completely covers him. Going back over to Connor, what did Connor get?
What was I supposed to roll? I
A move
kind of
roll.
just waited. I was too into what they were doing.
No worries.
Okay. Move, no gilded, just actually, you know what? I'm gonna use that D6 of inspiration I got.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness. That's a 5.
5. Okay. You are not near any of the rocks, so you immediately go into action, rushing towards the nearest one. You take some of that water. You take a bleed. However, you are safe for now on the top of the rock.
For now.
Going back to Joshua, what did you roll on that move roll?
I'm getting
2 4s.
Okay. Since you took that bleed, you're taking that mark, and you are taking another bleed mark since you are standing within the water.
Okay.
You are taking
That gives
2
me-
bleed right now.
2 more bleed?
No, just 2. On just those 2.
Okay.
However,
That puts me at
close are you to maxing your
3.
bleed?
I'm at 3 bleed.
Yeah, that's your first scar.
Yep.
not yet. Needs one more.
Oh, it has to go over. So you've
I'm,
managed.
I'm a little overprotective of Lily.
Oh,
That's
it's
good.
so nice.
However,
It's in
you are
everybody.
able to jump onto the rock, and you are safe. You all look around like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Before you start to see that the water level begins to go down. You see that there is a drain behind you, something that flows into that pool that you were just looking at.
Lily, I have found the drain. I told you I would find it.
You're amazing.
The water level slowly begins to go down until it is finally just back to that viscous liquid, that black water covering the ground.
I'm not coming down yet. I'm just gonna stay here for now.
You are an empiricist. You should explore, investigate. You're really good at it. Practicality.
You're sounding a little too robotic right now, and I think you're doing it just to make me do it so you don't have to.
Let's not fight.
Yeah, when we fight, I go Irish.
Was this qualified as a fight?
No, this is just me warning that it seems like tempers are getting high and we could bring it back down because cooler heads are going to prevail here. I have an interesting thought in my head. Remember how I said there was residue on the floor? I think that was a hint about the water, and I bet it does this every once in a while. So we should probably start moving before the next rush comes through.
Joshua's discreetly vomiting.
Oh. I'm so sorry. I don't think I can help with that.
Discreetly, thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't think I can help.
When you vomit, you see that along with the regular amount, there is some black within it.
Ew.
Damn.
So,
Can I roll a discreet roll just to...
sure. Yeah, this
Just
is
to
low
see if it's
stakes.
hot.
Nothing bad will happen. Go ahead.
Oh, which would it be?
That would be hide, I think.
Hide. Yeah. Excellent. I've got 0 for hide. Awesome.
So 2 dice, take the lowest one.
Ooh.
I would.
Lowest is a
Oh,
1.
Nobody
Hell
would
yeah.
know you're
I
doing
think-
this.
Not discreet at all.
I think I'm being discreet.
Sure.
Projectile vomit.
Yeah, exactly.
You look up and everyone's just staring at you.
Well, I mean, you're right next to Lily and Professor 17, so you just turn around, and it is on the ground. Very apparent.
There.
Darling. I think I'm gonna go explore upstairs. You should get the bleeding under control, I think.
It is very apparent that your puke is not normal, Joshua.
I hate how smart you are right now.
I think that you need to stop protecting me so much.
This is a little bit more worrying than protection. I think that there is something inside you and that it's not good.
Do we have to kill him?
Stop
We don't have to
it,
kill it.
Connor.
fine.
Sorry, that was a
We're
joke.
going forward.
Sorry.
We're going.
Sorry.
Joshua,
Sorry.
just going for those stairs.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
So you all begin following, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Oh, I don't like the pause.
As you come into this, oh damn! I had a perfect. You know what?
Do it.
Find
Give
what
me-
you need.
I'm gonna find what I need. 2
Do it.
seconds.
We'll take a second.
We have a second of calm while the world buffers around us.
Pretty much, yeah.
Before we move,
Loading
before we
screen.
move towards loading screen, could I have taken any sort of let's say biological material from the puke?
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you have a bleed containment vial in your
I think
equipment?
I do not.
I do.
So then, Lily,
Good.
you can take
I
that
do.
equipment, hand it
I
on
would-
over to
I would
Professor
go-
17,
I would
and
go and say,
swoop.
Lily, do you remember our chemistry classes?
Yeah. Best nap of my life.
Well, do you remember the part where you put acid on water and it exploded and it was fun?
I remember being scared of water. Yeah.
It was just a drop.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Why?
Well, do the thing that you did with the acid. Put it inside the receptacle with the puke.
Oh, yeah.
It's an
You
experiment.
want me to scoop some of the goop inside of the container? Yeah, I can do that.
Just
Well,
Scoop the
may,
goose.
Just
may I just
Just
interject that
Yes.
I'm the chemical
You are.
professor.
you are.
But do you have a bleed containment
I
vial,
do,
Professor?
and I also have my laboratory equipment and
All right,
research
it's all
materials.
you. It's all you, Connor. You know what?
Great.
I didn't want to get near it anyways.
Thank
You know, what would have been a control roll, or a hide roll rather, with that sleight of hand, is now a free roll, which you are, well, I guess no roll, because you have that lab equipment.
Yes.
You are able to safely put on some gloves, some goggles, and then
Okay.
scoop that up without taking any bleed. That black liquid is now within your bleed containment vial.
We will call this science barf.
I like it.
Bleed
I don't,
in
but I like it.
in container.
So
Connor, can you suggest a better name than science barf?
I will try to find something because, darling, that's really bad.
It is.
Yes.
Don't
But
like
it's very
it.
technical.
Look, it's at least bleed and buff container for now until I can come up with something a little bit more scientific.
Good.
I don't want to be here when the water comes back. So can we?
Yes, so sorry. Let's
Yes.
Can
go.
we like?
Let's
yes.
go.
So
Yes.
you make your way up the stairs, and you begin to hear this low, guttural, like, voice. Multiple voices coming from above. You all begin to hear this sort of chant as you, step by step, it gets louder and louder. You hear this chant as you come to the very precipice of this staircase, and you just see green glowing around you. This circular chamber, you see pillars of hooded figures surrounding this central pentagram, where you see 5 individuals floating in the air. You see them floating, their heads looking up, and in the center of this pentagram, you see this small opening that is just barely open. Orange glowing outside of it. All of you are very familiar with this. This is a thinning. This is opening into the beyond. And these people are creating it, keeping it open. However, you see as this reaches more and more away from each other, this mandible comes out.
Ooh.
And then another.
No, fuck this. No.
And then another, as you see these multiple eyes and this central circular mouth filled with razor sharp teeth as this giant centipede-like creature reaches outside of it and then looks around and then immediately at each of you.
I'm gonna do a thing.
Alrighty. As you do that thing, what would... Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
First I was gonna... So, like, it's very clearly, like, these hooded figures are the ones keeping it open.
Correct.
Figures are statues and the people are floating, right?
Correct, yeah.
Are they hooded?
The pillars are around, they're about like 10 feet away from them. In the center, it is like this maybe like 10-foot diameter circle where you see at 5 different points these cultists that are dressed in these black robes, their hoods up, and they are looking up. You can see that their faces are in there.
Too.
They are hooded, they are like actual people in there. They are floating about like 5 feet off of the ground, so they're within reach. However, as they're there, this giant centipede-like creature that is completely, like, you can see it dripping with this ooze-type material, the same type of material that you've been seeing in this water. And as it's coming out, too, you begin to see, like, this small flow of water coming out as well. This is that source of water. Whatever that was coming from this. What would you like to do?
I was gonna shoot one of the people to see if that might, like, break the charm.
Absolutely. I would love it if you could do a control roll.
Awesome. I'm gonna spend 2 drive for this.
Perfect.
4. This is control. Okay. A 6, and it's on the gilded dice.
Nice. All right. You immediately jump into action doing your roll as you take out your gun and then poof, you shoot one of them. It goes directly through the head. They go limp in the air, but they are still floating. You could see that the power of all of the other ones is keeping it locked in that circle of that pentagram.
Damn it.
It is
I had
dead.
another D6, but oh well.
He is dead. Well, I mean, you got as best as you could right there. Oh, well, I guess you could have crit,
True.
but that's
Yeah.
another story. This person is dead. However, you see that now they're floating in the air. Their back goes, their front goes up as they are just limply laying in the ground. You see the hood coming down, and on their eyes, you could see that skin is completely covering it. There are no eyes. You see that their mouth is sewed together.
Nope.
But
Sorry guys. This is like my worst fear. No.
this is what Joshua does. What does everybody else do?
Connor's gonna give in to some of his anxiety because paranormal shit is his worst fear.
Yep.
And is gonna just hide behind a rock for a second, and his dress pants are all, messed up now, and he's just sitting there holding his book, just kind of closing his eyes.
Lily and Professor 17.
You want to go first?
I would start taking notes.
All right. Lily.
Lily wants to look for an exit.
Great. Back the way you came.
That's the only exit, because that's not a real exit. There's no way out. So I think that her realization is that's the only way out.
You don't see anything around. It is a circular chamber that ends here.
That's terrible.
By taking notes, I could be saying, no, I was gonna say read, but that's something. Okay, survey.
Yeah. Okay. I would say focus on this one as you're beginning to analyze what's happening here, trying to get some sort of insight into what is going on and how you may be able to stop it. That's a good idea. Okay. Go ahead and do an analyze roll then.
That's 2 4s, 1 gilded. But I have my
2
intuition
4s,
is
1
all-
gilded.
all-
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but my intuition is all the way up.
Sure.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah.
Great. You are able to succeed. One of the things that you see is that this centipede creature is coming out of a thinning, obviously. They are keeping it open, obviously. However, even with them dead, if they are locked in that circle, this thing will stay open. So you need to get closer in order to get this closed.
I would inform
And-
this.
And I would
We'll
like
come
to
up with your cost later.
I would like to sneak forward if Professor 17 says that. She wants to skirt the room and try and get closer to grab the body and pull it out of the way.
Okay. Then I will have you do a hide roll.
Okay. I can't spend drive beforehand to increase my dice, can I?
Yeah, no, that's how you
Okay,
that's how you do the
That's
yeah,
very
drive.
perfect,
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna add a dice then.
I'm going to spend one of my drives to help you.
Okay. So you begin
and-
booking it towards the body as well.
Yeah, I was going to say cause distraction by firing another shot.
That works too. Absolutely. Yeah.
That would be
Yes.
like, Professor would have also tell Joshua, shooting them seems to be the path of least resistance.
Got a 4.
4 on my
Okay.
gilded dice.
All right. You are able to sneak your way up to the body. You put a hand on there. You're going to have to you try to move it. It is locked in place. However, as it's not locked, you can see that it gives a little, but it's like it's being held there by this whatever ritual they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
That is when this creature, looking towards everyone, and then looking towards the cultists, and then now it turns to you. You see the multiple eyes and the widening mouth of just rows of teeth as it tries to bite into you. Oh man, you feel so as it reaches out, it grabs onto your arm, and you just feel this pull. There is body horror. There is just exposed tendons now as it rips the skin away. You can see bone. You take 2 body from this.
Okay.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That puts me at 3.
You aren't unconscious just yet.
Okay.
You're gonna be. Shit.
All right. Lily has done that. It is back to Joshua.
I'm out
Actually,
of rage.
we'll go
I'm-
back to Connor. Connor, do
Okay.
you want to, as you're watching all of this happening, you hide behind the staircase just so that you don't get seen by this thing, but you are seeing that your friends might die? Do
Yeah.
you change your course of action?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. I would like to use a chemical concoction. I want to come up with something.
Explosive.
It was either explosive or flammable, but I'll go with explosive.
Okay. So you pair the bleed that you got from that containment vial, the bleed that you got, that faint bleed from the water from before, putting them together, and then you add another chemical that, instead of identifying the bleed, creates this explosive concoction, and it starts to glow a very bright green. You know that it is going to blow soon. So you chuck it on over, or are you going to give it to somebody?
No, I'm throwing it.
You're throwing it. Go for it. All right. So I need you to do a control.
Okay. Ooh,
Can
yay.
anybody help here?
Yeah,
I have 3 die and
Okay.
one of them's gilded.
Do you want
Use
another
your
die?
drives. Use your drives,
Sure.
yeah.
Why not?
Sure, I'm giving you an additional drive.
Okay.
The way I'm
So
helping,
4.
I'm giving you like this. Have you ever seen Fooly Cooley? It's the cheesy, like,
Gilded.
look, like make an art, a true swinger, like makes an arc with their heart.
Hell
Hold
yeah.
up.
Toss it. Yeah.
Eh,
So
My
I just
gilded
say that.
was a 6.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna cry.
Where are you throwing it? Because that is important.
I'm gonna be throwing it at the. Shit. I didn't think about that part. I just thought about throwing it. I want to. I don't know if this is possible, but I want to throw it in the middle, but not in the portal.
I see. Okay, so you're gonna try and throw it like a little bit before the portal so that it possibly shoots some of the cultists out.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. In the center, it pulled a center explosion. Like in Professor 17's mind, it works.
All right. So as you throw this out, you see the explosion. This detonates at the center. It does some serious damage to the centipede as you see like broken glass shooting into it and this fire erupting on the bottom of it. You see that just from the sheer force, Lily, you get pushed away as the other cultist also gets pushed away. You don't take any body because that was a full success. Yep. But the other cultist like moves as well. And I would say, since we are going back around, if you would like to use your, that would be, I would say strike. If you would like to use your strike in this case, I will give you 1 extra dice as well to try and push it out during this time.
All right.
Okay.
Let's find out.
Can I give you the D6 I was gifted?
Matter of fact, it's also your turn, so you can go up and help. So you see Joshua just next to you, and you are both trying to pull off. Okay, so then Lily, go for it.
Okay. All right, this is a strike. I'm adding a dice. I'm spending a drive to add 1 more dice. We have 3 dice. We're hoping for
4.
A 4, 5, or 6.
No, you have a 4. You have a 4.
I have a 4?
You have 4 dice because yours, you're spending a drive, you're getting an extra one, and then Joshua is going to be helping you, right? That's what I understood, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, because you have.
Okay. What's better, taking a 6 or taking 2 4s for a crit? Is 2 4s a crit?
No, I think it's 2 6s.
2 6s. You're right. Okay, I'm taking a 6.
Full success. Okay. So you're able to.
Then mine was a crit.
Yours was a crit?
I didn't even realize 2 6s was a crit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Shit. Well,
I
then
was
awesome.
excited about my gilded.
Okay.
Oh
even better. Okay. So then you take that. Starting with Lily, as it explodes and detonates, you take that force and pull this. You pull this cultist out of the circle. That is a dead body. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You're now moving on to the next one, but you see 3 of the cultists shoot out. You see glass pieces are completely stabbed into all of their body parts from this just shattering glass concoction. They are shot out. There is 1 cultist left, and you see that since that detonated just below that centipede creature, you see it as it comes back inside. It is not there for now, so you have 1 left. And it brings us to Professor 17. What would you like to do in this situation?
You also just got a D6.
I have a D6?
Yeah, you just got one.
Wait, since I wasn't needed to help pull it out.
Oh, sure, yeah, because you were like helping. Sure, absolutely. Then you still have an action.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna shoot them.
Okay.
Run up. I mentioned like I went up to help anyway. So I'm gonna run to them and
I think them. Joshua, we could actually match the actions. You shoot, I pull out.
Okay.
Oh, he's already out though, isn't he?
He is not out.
No. Oh, okay.
So there are 3 that are. Since it was a crit, I say that those 3 that fell out, they're dead. They're gone.
Okay.
That explosion killed them. The other one that got pulled out, you helped Lily pull that one out. That means that there is 1 left, floating in the air, keeping this thinning. You can see that it is slowly closing, but it is staying in a specific point. It is almost closed, but it is still there.
I would turn to Joshua. And say, Joshua, I know what the weather is now. The weather is gunpowder. Shoot. Now.
Let's go. Okay.
That's the forecast.
Love it.
And taking my 1 extra D6. Got a 6.
Got a 6. Okay. That one is dead. There is no resistance coming from this cultist, but it is still floating in the air, which means that Professor 17, you have one action before something else happens.
Can it be control?
What are you going to do for control?
Shoot, it's
All these
I
successes,
could use.
man.
I was thinking finesse. Like I
How?
was thinking.
Explain to me what you want to do.
The professor has been studying the entire situation. He's seen that every cultist out has made the thinning thinner, and knows that two things are required: dead cultist and cultist out of the way. So what I would try to do is, he's not strong at all, but he's careful. So with some care, and he would like very mechanically enter the circle and push the dead last cultist out, because he's not strong enough to pull him out. That's why I'm trying to use control and finesse, because I have one die and it's skill dead.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you however I can.
But you're still trying to push, because you're entering in. It still has to be some sort of, it has to be a strike roll. It still has to, because you are pushing this person out.
I get it. I have 0
But you do
dice,
have
so
one extra dice. Okay, so then you have that one dice, and then whatever drive you want to put in there.
I'm trying to think how I can assist.
May
and then
I
you said that
shout
there was a
word of
reroll, right?
encouragement?
Okay, hold on. Okay, so
Sorry.
Joshua, you're good. Joshua, you have an extra dice that was given. Is that what it is?
I used it.
Okay, so then you are just aiding.
Yes.
Okay, so then Lily, it's just you give one dice and that's it for everybody.
Fair.
Professor 17, you have that one dice, and then I think you were the one given the other extra dice, right? Mm-hmm. So then you have 2 dice that you can roll.
Okay.
Unless you have some drive and you want to add.
No, I don't. No drive at all. And that's a 5.
Okay.
Well done, old man.
Oh my gosh.
You did it.
Bruh.
It's a 5 and a 2, so.
You succeed at a cost, though.
Yes. And I like that.
And you specifically entered the pentagram.
Yes. Knowing exactly what I was doing.
So as you jump into this person, this cultist, they are pushed out. They're dead. But then you immediately come up and you are now within this circle. You are floating 5 feet in the air. And then you start to see these mandibles coming out as this thinning stretches. These large mandibles from below are pulling this thinning out as you see the head of the centipede creature coming back out. It is there. It is still barely open. But since that was a crit and it doesn't get to do anything, we are going to... Connor, you started that round. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what Connor could do at this point, other than just almost watch in like awe and shock as to what on earth is happening. So probably turn to Lily and Josh and just
we all go there and we all pull.
Okay.
I suppose could do that.
All right.
I'm grabbing Connor by the shoulders like, get your shit together. I know you can do this. When shit hits the fan, you can do this.
Okay. So then if all 3 of you are going, I will allow all 3 of you to pick the person that is going to be helming this, which I imagine is going to be Joshua for a strike roll.
Yeah.
So then...
Surprisingly, I only have 1 in strike.
Ooh, I have drive I can give.
That's good. I've got 1 drive left.
Okay, I'll mark mine down.
Okay. So then that is 3 dice.
3 dice.
And if I remember correctly, you used both of your resistances. So this is a 1 roll type of thing.
No, I've still got 1 resistance.
Oh, you do?
Yes. Okay. Did you have any?
I think we can only contribute 1 dice as a group.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. In that case, I've got my 1. I used my own drive, and then a drive from each of you.
A drive from
as a total.
A drive from the 2 of them, so it'll be 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because helping is just 1 dice total. So like the entire group
Okay.
can help, but you're only getting 1
Okay.
thematically.
Crit, 2 6s.
Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
what?
Let's go.
2 6s and a 5. I can move my camera and show you.
Perfect.
2 6s and a 5.
Okay. This is so perfect. You see, as you all rush past this centipede, you see it pushing this thinning open wider and wider as you see this water rushing out. You all jump and pull as Professor 17 leaves the circle. You see the thinning close, cutting this thing completely in half. You see that the centipede is just cut in half, and you see all of its guts just flowing onto the ground as you hear this. And then all of its legs begin to curl into itself. You see that the centipede is cut in half. All of its insides are now on the floor, the water covering it and bringing it down the stairs. You see the mandibles curling up, and it is dead. And that thinning is closed. The cultists are also dead.
Oh my
One of the
goodness.
things that you now
got
notice,
So lucky.
one of the things that you now notice is that where that thinning was this pillar, this pedestal of sorts that looked like it held something there, but it is currently gone. Some type of orb. However, that is for another day. As you have successfully stopped the cult in this situation, you are able to make your way back with no issues, because in the end, this is the end of that story. You return to your chapter house, and unfortunately you find that, indeed, your lightkeeper, Veronica, is no longer there. But we will end there.
Cool.
Next week, we got another session continuing the story, but in a different perspective at the same time. This is going to be very interesting, so I want everybody to be there because it's going to be great. However, before then, we have some business to attend to, i.e. the leveling up of this game. So I have a few questions for everybody.
Okay.
Once I open it up, because I forgot to open it up. You know how it goes. We are going to go over the illumination keys, but before then, we have some questions that are just more general. Did you contain or destroy a source of bleed?
Yes.
Yes. The
Technically,
water,
yeah.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
Did you provide comfort or support for those affected? There wasn't much there. However, you did provide comfort and support to Veronica. So
Yeah.
that is a yes. Did you bring something of importance back for Candela Obscura to study?
Yes.
Yes, because that was part of that bleed.
Nice.
And
The vomit.
now I
The
need
vomit.
everybody to go through their illumination keys and tell me if you have at least done at least one.
I did mentor an ally.
Great.
I did not make a plan. And there's one that says reference research.
Oh, I did that.
But I don't think I did that.
That's okay.
So
You
I'll
only need
just-
to do one. That's all.
I did.
Okay.
I
Well,
mentored
yep,
So
an
I
you
did
ally.
one.
successfully got one. So then Connor, you reference research for sure.
Yep.
So that is one for you. Lily, what did you get?
I did something illegal by stealing cookies at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you did. Hell yeah, you did. All right. And then over to Joshua.
I took a body mark.
Yes, you
took
did.
many.
Yes, you did. All right. So then that means that you guys all gain a level, or I guess whatever it's called, a advancement. Can't remember what it is. It's some sort of like milestone. There we go. Jeez.
Yeah.
Which means that character advancement, you get to add 1 action point to your character. You get to add 2 drive points to your character. You get to take a new ability, or you get to
On
guild
the
an
max?
additional action.
like we add them to our max?
Correct. Yeah. So if you have a 2 in focus, you could then have 3 there. So
we get
that is something that we'll go over offline. We don't have to worry about it right now. And then there's also Candela Obscura resources, which we will also go over offline as well. However, you have successfully solved the Descent into Darkness assignment, and you are all
Oh my gosh.
a little worse for wear, but nevertheless, you returned successfully and alive. Whew, that was down to the wire on that one. Holy shit.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
Friends, I need to run, but
Yes.
Johnny, this has
Of
been
course.
amazing.
Yes.
And we'll keep on
So excited.
texting for
Yes,
next session.
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
This was so beautiful. Love you all.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you, buddy.
Should I leave my camera on?
Just turn it off. You're
Yeah,
good.
I think we can
Just
just
like, I mean, like, other than
technically
leaving, like,
technically we can screenshot shadows. Our techie's place, so you're good.
Bye.
Safe.
I hope that's okay, Shadow, who's doing tech, to do that on the fly. Anyways, that was part 1 of 3 of our Candela Obscura, and we are absolutely thrilled. Like, that was fan-freaking-tastic. Oh
Ooh.
my gosh. That was
you
absolutely
guys did
wonderful.
great.
We got really lucky with our rolls. Really lucky.
I am all out of nerve drives. I had so many nerves, like all my drives.
Yeah.
I can know of.
It was wonderful. So we're going to do a quick round of who we are, where you can find us, and then we're going to do a raid over to Girls Run These Worlds.
Woo.
So we're going to start off with Jonny.
Sure. Hi, I'm Jonny. I run Talking XP, and if you liked my GM style, I run Curse of Strahd campaign over on my campaign called Ravenloft Misfits. So if you're interested in seeing something like that, if you like D&D 5e, we have a great, very excellent cast over there. They are awesome.
Yes.
And we are on episode 71 this Monday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. So join us then. You can check out my YouTube. We have everything there, or Spotify. We're on there as well. Yeah, just search up Ravenloft Misfits for the campaign or Talking XP, and you'll find us.
You've also got a series that teaches how to play Candela Obscura.
Right,
So-
I have a series that teaches you how to play Candela Obscura.
Yeah,
Right, it's also on my YouTube, so fucking check it out. Yeah,
it's
fucking
awesome.
Jesus.
We've all been
It's
watching
really
it.
good. It's really good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It is
Yeah.
wonderful.
It's there, and also all of these will be posted there too. So if you
Yes.
want to check it out, it's also there. There we have the rules, we have the setting and lore, and then we have how to prepare your first assignment too. So if you want to run the example assignment in the quick start guide, check that out as well.
Yes, it is going to be fantastic. And we're going to go over to M.
Hi, I'm M. You can call me M the GM, Anthrama, that nerd. You can find me on a lot of different things. I am part of the Level 1 Geek crew, where we create a blog and content about how to get into the beautiful hobby of TTRPGs, because you don't need a nerd degree to start playing RPGs. You can start at level 1 like the rest of us. I'm also a game designer, currently working on Vi, the Ensis Trials with Adept Icarus, and it's a great time. If you follow me on my socials, you'll see when I do streams about it.
It's been great. We love Adept Icarus. We love the Arium system. It is one of our favorites. And let's go over to Mika.
Hey, I'm Mika. I do things like Candela Obscura.
And something's happening tomorrow too.
Oh yeah, tomorrow on Couch Soup, Erika and I, and Julie, who is part of the RD5 team, will be streaming episode 3 of our quest game called Atlas Terminal. Come watch me be a rowdy ranger who really likes his alcohol.
And I'm gonna be a robot who is gaining sentience.
Nice.
It is
Love it.
fantastic. And we already talked a little bit about Danielle. Absolutely wonderful. Also part of Roll D5. And I love the part of his bio is follow on Twitter and Instagram DMTTA for pictures of a Shibu Inu, and it's absolutely worth it. Please go do that. We also want to give a special shout out to Shadow, who has been running tech for us. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, Shadow, and doing this for us. You are amazing and extremely talented. I'm gonna give you a shout out, Shadow. There we go. There's your little command. So with that, as always, I'm Erika and I'm the creator of Roll D5, and I stream lots of random places, getting to know lots of other people and rolling dice with my friends, and I'm very grateful for that. So now we are going to head over to Girls Run These Worlds. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you on the 25th for part 2.
It's gonna be great. Don't miss it.